I don't know if anyone's there. I think Borico's there. He's a good guy.
Borikin's there. I saw him earlier. He was chatting
He's hanging out in his Denali
with Mel Brooks.
with Mel Brooks. So, hey, everybody, if you're here, there's no Jabroni because he's out playing military man in the morning, so he's got to get a good night's rest.
Poor guy, man.
No, not military man. I'm sorry. I don't want to insult him. I think Army games is what he said. He's playing Army games in the morning. So he won't be here. And then Rod the Rican isn't here. I know it's his wife's birthday, so he's out with her. They're doing their family time, which is awesome. And so I'm like, well, who's the only other person that has nothing else to do than I'm just kidding.
What other jackass is willing to come on and sit here while I talk about other channels that we should be watching?
So yeah, I got my friend and comrade over here, John's Comics with Kids, which really is John's Comics with Alcohol.
Tonight on this show, this is the show I really cut loose on, I gotta say. So yeah, I'm having. Last time I was on here, we were talking about cocktails, right? Like drinks, favorite drinks. And I personally go like beer is probably like my least favorite. I drink it, like I have no problem with it, but it's not my favorite. Wine is like right there with it. I drink it, not a big, like grain alcohol. That's like that's where it would be. You know, you get above that. And then I love a good cocktail. So for me, it's the Cuba Libre, which is rum and Coke and lime juice. So I made myself quite a tall double so that I would not have to leave the show and refill.
Oh man, I don't drink a lot, but when I do drink, I don't like anything that makes my throat hurt. You know, I'm a big wuss. I like my feminine drinks. You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is perfect for you then.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's just rum and Coke and lime juice. Yeah. It's like perfect.
And margaritas, those are pretty good too.
And my other issue is I'm old, as is often referenced in our shows together. And as a result, alcohol makes me very sleepy. Coca-Cola wakes me up, so I get this nice balanced where I'm not falling asleep, but I'm still enjoying it.
Like an upper and downer at the same time, you know?
I'm mixing my uppers and downs.
It's like smoking weed and taking cocaine at the same time, you know? You're dozing off and you're coming right back.
Mr. John, movies and antiques. Do I have a lot of antiques? I don't know about antiques. I'm an antique. You know, what is going on? I didn't even brush. Look at my hair's all over the place. I was swimming in the pool today. So I got pool hair today.
Oh, man. I wish I was swimming in the pool. What did I do today? Let's see. I don't know. Oh, I worked. I went to work. Yeah, I worked from home. So that was fun. Oh, man. I got a flat tire. So I had to get the tire fixed. And then they're like, we can't fix it. You have to buy a new tire. There's another $130. I was like, are you kidding me?
What kind of a flat tire is it? Like what happened?
I guess they said like a nail went in the side of it and they can't patch it. So I'm like, oh, man.
That sucks.
Yeah. I got to go to TampaCon tomorrow. So I'm like, all right, I need a car with AC because the car I have because I have two cars and the one car doesn't have AC. So nobody drives it. It just sits there. And the car with AC, I got to fix it.
We have the perfect person in this chat for this show right now. Geeks, Drinks, and Comics. You could name this program right now that same title and it will be fact.
Pretty much.
So thanks for coming, brother. Just a little podcast. Thank you for coming.
Heck yeah.
I've been catching up on your older podcasts. I'm sorry that I'm finally now getting on board. Very entertaining stuff. Comic Books NYC, my boy Kavi is here, and he's already saying, oh, boy. He's already worried about us.
Oh, man. Comic Books NYC, he dropped that word lurking. He said, in The Boy Who Has Seven Stream, he said that he was like a lurker. And that resonated with me so much that now I'm just lurking every night. Every night on YouTube, I'm just watching people talk about comics and stuff, and we're just lurking, you know? We're just lurking at night.
If you ain't working, you're lurking.
If you ain't working, you're lurking. Oh, man, there's like a gift that says, if you got time to lurk, you got time to work.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's hilarious. But, so, yeah, I also was able to go out to the LCS, and I had to get another copy of this Red Winter, which...
Sorry, I was going to read the definition for lurking, just in case you really wanted to have it. There are.
I do. Let's have
there are 4 chief definitions, but it's really the first few that we want. The first one is to lie or wait in concealment as a person in ambush, remain in or around a place secretly. That's definitely you. Like you're gonna ambush the chat, right?
I'm gonna ambush the chat.
The next one is to go furtively, to slink or steal. That's not quite you. You're not. There's no thievery. Although you are stealing my channel to put it on your channel.
Well, in a retrospect, I'm kind of promoting it at the same time. So
You could argue that, although
heck yeah.
clearly people are preferring your show, watching my show to my show.
Isn't that crazy? Like there was a live stream and they had like 2 or 3 people in there, and I'm like, I got more people my live stream than their live stream. I'm like, go watch their live stream. You know?
Well, and you jumped into Comic Tom's, and I was watching you, and I'm like, why am I not just watching Comic Tom? I like literally left your show and jumped into Tom's, and then you and I were chatting in Tom's live stream about it.
While I was streaming it.
The third definition is to exist unperceived or unsuspected. That's also going to work for your lurking.
Oh yeah, I'm liking that. Not a screen share. Lurking hard.
The last one has to do with message boards. It says this is a computer reference. If you're reading and observing an ongoing discussion but without participating in it, that is considered lurking. So,
okay, so if you're just sitting in the chat not saying anything.
So you can count on a teacher. I'm educating you guys just a little bit. Had to happen.
Friday
I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything really perverse in any of those definitions before you go around just saying, I'm a lurker, baby.
I'm lurking. It looks like I'm going to go around flashing people.
Apparently the worst thing, the worst thing you can get called for is stealing, apparently. More thievery in the lurk.
Oh, man. Which I kind of guess stealing in a way, because when I went into the Comic Tom channel, he talked about this metal group who dress up in like cosplay and they go out.
Oh, is it the Insane Clown Posse or something?
No, it was another one. They look like some monsters, you know? Like,
okay.
It was ridiculous. I mean, it looks like they sweat a lot. And so I was like, I YouTubed it and I looked at it. I played music for about 2 seconds because I went back in the replay because YouTube sent me a notification.
You got to watch that, brother.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, man.
They'll bust you.
They're going to comic head me.
They're saying Gwar. It was Gwar. I do remember. Thanks.
Oh, yeah, Gwar.
Sam, I am shouting it out. Thank you.
It was Gwar. They were creepy, man. They look creepy. They look scary, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Well, again, I generally feel like I have we can talk about it if you want. I have horrible I don't think so, but I have what other people often refer to as horrible taste in music. I generally don't like anything in the last like 60 years unless it's like super popular and kitschy. Like although like my girls will listen to Katy Perry, I'll sing Katy Perry in the car like a mother. I'll just go. I dropped the other word, but I will literally sing Katy Perry. I got my Katy Perry down. But for me, like the stuff I like is I apparently I'm not. This exterior doesn't show that I like 50s soul music. Like that's legitimately what I like.
Like Elvis and Johnny Cash.
Like Sam Cooke is my jam.
Cooke.
Sam Cooke is amazing. You probably don't know who he is.
No clue.
He's amazing. He's amazing. Love me some Sam Cooke. I don't want to get you banned for singing his songs, but I recommend anybody to listen to Sam Cooke. You've all probably heard his songs and not known who he was. He didn't live incredibly long. He died very young. He was murdered. But Sam Cooke is my jam. And you could throw some Elvis in there, I'm sure. But it's generally you get that some Ray Charles is in there, that kind of stuff.
I like Johnny Cash. That's as far as like my oldies go, because he was like making music in the 50s, right?
Who's this?
60s? Johnny Cash.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Johnny Cash, 50s, 60s. Yeah, but he lived quite a while. He made it a little further into the history. I mean, he was doing covers of Nirvana towards the end.
Sam Cooke is fantastic, but you're missing out, John. I know NYC. He's in the music business, right?
Are you saying I'm missing out on Gwar? Because I don't know about that one. I don't know, Kavi. I don't know. I'm very musically challenged.
Oh man,
there's Borikin. That's why we get along. Borikin and I, 50s and 60s. That's my jam.
We got to get NYC on here to give you a proper education.
He is a music guru. If ever anybody was, I think he knows music. I know that Jason and Alec like to pose that they know a lot of music as well. those guys. I'm not saying they do or they don't. I'm just saying that's what they say. Bueller's in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know Bueller, that's firstly crazy. Secondly, he dropped a video today. You should probably just stop watching our show, go over there, watch his show for 10 minutes, and just come straight back.
Or you guys can watch me lurk and watch Bueller.
Which will probably happen in about an hour.
More or less.
Did you watch his show?
I didn't get a chance to, though. So I was watching the movie you gave me.
Okay, good. Well, that's acceptable. Bueller's show is called What Are Your Comics Worth? Okay. And he pulled 20 random comics, DC, Marvel, and he went, different ages, modern, bronze, silver kind of stuff. And then he goes through and he shows you Overstreet and eBay and starts racking up the values to see which one is more accurate. Because a lot of people would assume, one or the other based on their preconceived notions. But it was interesting to see the math kind of bear out a different perspective.
I want to ask you questions, but then I'm like, I should just go watch the video.
It's only 10 minutes long, I think. It was a very short video, very to the point, and he's got all the little scoreboards tallying the numbers for you. You can just kind of watch him roll through it.
Does he have any lasers like JB?
There were no lasers this time, but there were fun dollar signs and money bags and things going on there. But he was making it work. It was a good video.
Oh, that's awesome.
So thank you very much, Bueller, and I'm looking forward to the follow-up. So good stuff. There were some good X-Men books that I own, so it was kind of interesting to see, okay, what's it going for?
He just says, cool I do short videos. I do short videos too, except for like this last 2 weeks. I've been like on a binge of live streaming. I think I've live streamed every single day for like the past week.
He does short edited videos. He does long live streams. His live streams will be like an 8-hour Twitch session. Like they're insane. But shorter videos, I do enjoy.
Heck yeah, man.
As a dad who doesn't have an epic amount of free time, it's nice.
Heck yeah, Bueller is a professional. There is no doubt about that.
Who are they? I don't understand. I don't understand Arturo R. I don't know what you're asking.
Those are
lurkers. He's talking about lurkers.
Lurkers. Oh, who are they? Those are fire. Oh, the Who Are They series. I need to get back on that. So my kids have been home for the summer. So it's been crazy trying to edit videos, which is why I'm going live, because they're like bouncing around the walls and,
Isn't it funny that you and I are basically doing the same thing, daddy daycare, right, for most of the summer? I view this as having way more free time than normal to be able to get videos done. You're like, this is impossible. I can't get videos. I can't do this. I can't get videos done right now. And I'm looking at it as like, man, I wish I had time like this all the time.
Oh, man, I need to be like drop a pin quiet in order for me to make a video and then to edit a video. And I spend way, way too long editing videos, So I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I need it silent for recording. So I try to like find something mellow for them to do and set them up and then bip in and just record as much, get my 15, 20 minutes of recording and just get it done. But the editing, they can interrupt editing all the time, or they can be in the pool making all their noise and I'm editing. Bueller is a boss. I agree. Just a little podcast. You are right.
Bueller's a boss for sure. Heck yeah.
I sleep. I don't. Last night, I'll tell you. By the way, I realized last week I plugged that I had 2 really epic anecdotes, and I only told one of them because it was so traumatizing to the chat that I never got around to the second one. But I woke up in the middle of the night with the worst leg cramp ever. Like it was like 3 a.m. I'm flipping out of bed. It hurts so bad. I'm like flopping on the ground. My leg is just like doing that thing. It was horrible. It hurt. It's hurt all day. Like I legitimately can't walk on it normal.
Oh man,
it was bad. Clearly, I was either dehydrated or I need to eat some more bananas or something.
Eat some more bananas. My dad sells bananas, so I'm going to promote eat more bananas.
My nickname on my softball team was Cramps, and they used to bring bananas for me. We played softball on a little league field, and I literally got double leg cramps running to first base. Like the distance home to first base is nothing, and I'm like struggling and falling down because I got double leg cramps. So clearly, I have issues. I need to drink more and eat more bananas.
But Equin Comic says a bit of NyQuil and fruit punch and the fruit punch juice will fix that problem, Barry. I gotta say, when I was editing videos overnight, I was going to sleep about the same time, but I was like falling asleep on my desk. Doing a live stream until 2 o'clock in the morning, I can't go to sleep for like an hour and a half to almost 2 hours after that because I'm just so like full of energy,
Bueller cracking jokes, cracking me up. Yeah, the late night thing, I struggle with it. I know I'm a zombie by 10 o'clock at night. I'm dead. So I struggle past 10 o'clock, and in the morning I'm usually up at 5, like crack of dawn. I'm awake watching Lost or whatever.
What blows my mind is everybody, because on the East Coast time, there's like tons of shows between 8 o'clock and 11 o'clock, sometimes midnight. But if you live in like California, like your time zone, there's no shows at like almost 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock.
They generally are made for a compromise, right? Like it seems like most shows are geared to a compromise somewhere in between East and Cali, right? You get this mid time, and I think that's why, and then as a result, the East Coasters end up staying up a little later, right? They go to the midnight 1 a.m. And then the West Coasters can be like old guys like me and get their sleep like they want.
Oh man, which makes for a perfect time to lurk because there's no one else that's live. So you got no one else to watch, guys. oh man,
that show cracks me up, man.
Oh, I did have one question that I want to ask you, and since there's a few people in the chat, modern age comic books. So we have Golden Age.
Yes.
We have Silver Age. We have Bronze Age. Modern Age started when? In the mid 80s?
Well, 90s? You have after Bronze, they have what they call Copper. And I want to say Copper ended in the 80s, and then it was the 90s and on are considered Modern Age. There's no delineation. There's you're talking about almost 30 years worth of comics that I think is considered all modern. So anything during the boom of comics, I think is still considered modern. Caleb is asking for the link. You emailed it to him though, I think, right?
He never looked.
Oh, you need to give us. Send your email in.
Go check your Instagram, Caleb.
Yeah, check Instagram, brother. We'll get you in here.
What I'm.
If anybody knows the exact dates, I know that it varies, but I want to say that modern books are considered anything in that 90s and then on.
Which is cool because I don't know. I pick up a book from 1993.
Okay.
And then I pick up a book from 2019. They're completely different.
Absolutely.
The art styles are different. The paper feels different. The covers feel different. The amount of digital. I feel like we're living in a digital era now. I feel like 2020 should start a different classification of comic books because number one, most of the people are reading them online, and number two, you got these the Harley Quinn when she was on a motorcycle.
Okay.
That's complete digital color and crazy. There's just a huge difference between the comics that are coming out now and what came out 25 years ago.
Absolutely.
So it feels weird to call that book something from 95 a modern age book.
So would you say now we're in the digital age or whatever?
I feel like we're in a digital era.
I know that they've over the years they've edited what they called different ages because the Bronze Age didn't exist until until obviously they needed to have a change for when the Silver Age ended, and then of course they added the Copper Age as a title. It wasn't. I don't remember anything being called Copper Age when I was younger.
I still don't really hear people say copper that much.
And now there's a term that I didn't even know about until this last year: the Atomic Age of comics. There's another era for comics that was, I guess it's in between gold and silver, if I'm correct, is the Atomic Age of comics. If I'm right. I thought that's where atomic fits, but if I'm wrong, the chat can tell me.
Yeah, and I think
millennial books.
Millennial books. That's pretty funny. And then what is it? Before Golden Age was Plum?
I have no idea, actually.
I think it's called
Plum. That up, I would have totally bought it. I'm like,
Plum.
the heck are you talking
But let's go with Plum. I think it is Plum because when you go on eBay and you search with collectibles, it'll give you what generation of comics you want to get, like Golden Age comics, Silver Age, and then they have a Plum Age comics, which is from
I didn't know that.
The late 1800s up until the early 1920s, early 30s.
And Ramos is saying Atomic was maybe before Gold, and Caleb is saying 46 to 56. Watchmen for me, says Arturo, is the beginning of the modern age. Yeah, and I think some people delineate it by a strict year, meaning December is one age and then January is the next age. Other people do it by a book, this book is the beginning of whatever. I think I heard the Bronze Age started, or people used Spider-Man 121 for a long time was the beginning of the Copper Age, or the Bronze Age, sorry. It was we had Silver Age heroes that always succeeded, and then Peter Parker lets his girlfriend die, or his girlfriend dies in a comic book, and they were now this is the dividing line for a new era of comics where heroes can fail sometimes.
It's so funny. I never used StreamYard, the Duck program. I like the Duck program better. And I can see Caleb down there. I'm I'm the master.
Yeah, working. You jumped in the other day, and I didn't even see you there. And then you're waving your arms at me.
Hello.
What's
Hey,
up,
how's it
brother
going in that
Caleb?
cheese factory?
Can y'all guys hear me and everything?
We can hear you
Yes,
fine,
sir.
brother.
Does it work?
Sounds
Is this
good. So
mic
what-
hot?
It's burning hot. You're gonna burn your
Burning
lips
hot.
off. Stand back a little.
You need a bathroom break in between your shows here, brother?
Nah, dude, I just refilled my coffee in the middle of the other show.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
there you go. I'm hoping that's coffee and you didn't just like take a leak in it or something.
No, that's the other cup.
Just
I did it mid show too. People didn't even realize it, man.
Oh man.
The
mute
hand
the
just
mic.
went below the camera. I just covered up the mic a little bit
Yeah, I was
so the
gonna say,
little
make sure you
bubbling
mute-
sound didn't pop up, you know?
mute the mic. You don't want a naked gun, right? when he wears the wireless mic into the bathroom and it's still on.
Dude, that would be hilarious.
I love
The
Naked Gun.
speculation error. That's
Such
funny.
a good movie. Yeah,
Caleb, were you listening?
Just right before I got on.
So we're talking about how they have the different eras: golden, bronze, silver,
Oh yeah, atomic,
and so
all that other
yeah.
stuff.
So
So
do you feel like
Atomic
we're
was
still in
before
that modern?
Golden.
Was it before golden? You gotta make
Yeah,
me
it's
start
like
bringing up
36
Google.
to 46 or
Okay.
46 to 56 or something like that. It's it's old. It's the early golden age years. It's
Okay,
right
gotcha.
after the first test of the atomic bomb or whatever.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Dropped
Is
the
what
knowledge.
I'm guessing. That's
Yeah.
why it's called the atomic age.
When you started getting heroes who had like the radiation was a part of, like the Hulk. and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Those heroes that came out of that era of like the fear of the bomb, right? The Cold War and stuff,
Oh yeah. Mutants.
right?
Dude, we got to do a top 5 X-Men,
Stanley
bro.
guy. Top
I haven't read any
oh,
X-Men.
Fire Guy Ryan. Top 5 X-Men comics, like
Hey.
individual issues.
No, like on your top 5 show, our favorite X-Men.
Oh,
Like,
X-Men
what's our-
character.
Yeah.
Got
Our top 5 favorite individual character X-Men.
I'm down. It's Fire Guy. We got to get him off his rear. Hey, there you talk. Now you're
Fables. What's
Dude,
that?
it made it on my list this week, bro. It's awesome. It's like all the like bedtime story characters and Disney princesses, but like hardcore adult kind of Disney
Well, and it's
princesses
funny, Caleb.
in real life.
I think
with
what Alec and I joke about that comic a lot because we're obviously big fans, and we've
I've
read.
noticed some of y'all's
I've
jokes from here when I
Yeah,
read it, dude.
we make a lot of jokes about it, and then the believe it or not, obviously the writer of that comic is that Brian K. Vaughan? Is that Vaughn? No, that's
No,
Williams.
this is Willingham
Willingham.
and Medina.
The writer of
was
that comic
hard in
is
here, bro.
a lot of other really great stuff, and but every time I try to sell that comic book, I get the look Perry gave you. He's like, I'm not going to read a freaking Disney princess comic book. I don't want to read about fairy tales and princesses and this stupid garbage.
Look at the look of fear on that guy's face, dude.
It's freaking
This
awesome.
book is
It's
fantastic. bro.
unbelievable. And the best part about it is that it just keeps getting better. Like, so the first trade is a murder mystery, right? Who killed Rose
Yeah.
Red? The murder of Rose Red. And then the second one's called Animal Farm, which is a fun play on George Orwell's book where the animals are like able to communicate and they're like taking over the farm. But in this case, it's centered around a plot of land where all the fairy tale creatures who are not human looking live.
Mhm.
So the talking pig or whatever, anything that can't
I'm
live.
not,
in the
yeah, the
city,
talking pig was an odd character in here, man.
any of those characters that can't exist with the mundane world have to live on the farm, and of course they're starting to like want to revolt and take over, so you get this great revolutionary sort of tale. And my favorite is Goldilocks, who is like shagging the 3 bears. The Papa Bear is like Goldilocks is foul and horrible and phenomenal. Like, I just love that character.
But did she go down the line and be like, this one's too small, this
Nah.
one's too big, this one's just right?
I don't want to give it away. There's too much good stuff. But then, like I told you offline, my favorite is the third trade, Storybook Love, because that's where you really get to see Big Bad Wolf, the hero characters. He gets to really shine. You get him, his Wolverine side really comes out. They do
Nice.
a great job with him and Snow White in Storybook Love. It's my all-time favorite in the series, but so many good things in that. So
Yeah, I'll be picking up the second trade for sure.
Perry laughed at me when we're doing a movie show on Sunday, and
I'll give it to you.
I put a romantic comedy in as my pick that he had to watch.
He made me
Maybe-
cry.
Which one though? Which romantic?
I can't
comedy?
tell. We
Made me
can't tell you. We can't
cry.
tell you. You have to wait and tune in.
I had
I'll
never.
tell
I
you
don't,
offline.
I don't think I could recall crying in a movie since I was like a teenager.
It's so good.
And this guy had me sitting here on a Friday night. Fuck Fuck you, John.
You're just a baby. You're just a big baby.
Yeah, I love
but
it.
it's the same with fables. Like you tell people it's good, but they're like, I don't want to see a romantic comedy. I don't want to read about fairy tale creatures. And then they read it, and the reaction is always like,
It is
damn, I
fire.
should have read this early. It's so good.
Fire. It's a lot of reading
It is.
for my taste, but the artwork and just the way they put the story together, dude, is just the panel layouts, everything about it is just it hooks you in, man. It's so good. I'm definitely hooked, full on.
We got this.
Why do you like it?
Arturo. I'm not good at
Arturo.
saying name. How do you say Arturo, right?
Arturo.
Arturo R.
Arturo. It's like
Arturo R.
Spanish. What's your problem?
I'm sorry, man.
Are
I'm
you
a bad
Cuban?
Spanish guy, you know?
You're Cuban, right?
I'm Cuban and Colombian, you know?
Like how
We
are you not
imported and distribute.
Arturo? Hey, Arturo, how you doing?
That's Italian, right? It feels like
I don't know.
Italian.
Those are like
Stuck
both
with
the
your
best coffees.
Yeah,
You're like
you
both
know,
the best coffees in the world, Cuban and Colombian.
Wow.
Dude, you're
and the best
awesome.
cocaine.
And that's why he can't sleep.
Oh, man.
It
so he
is
was talking
late
about-
night, so he can say whatever the hell he wants.
he's
Modern horror.
pre-caffeinated.
Look at this. Anyone read this?
Manor Black. Nope.
Calling it TV show coming.
Dark Horse.
Several people in the chat shouting out
Dark
good
Horse,
indies.
do good book. I only bought 2 books this week, bro.
Borikin's
Ooh,
talking
would
about Manor Black. Arturo's
Yeah.
talking about Knights Temporal.
This is where
and,
it's at.
and
right
Bone
here.
Parish.
This is where it's at, actually.
I got to
I got
read
2
Monster
copies of
before.
this. And I went on and I bought
What is
the
that,
Incentive
Punisher,
Barrier.
Perry?
Did
No,
you get
that's
Red Winter?
What's it called?
Red Winter.
I think
Red-
I think it's a Punisher book. I think
Red
it's about a
Winter.
Punisher book.
No, it's nothing like Punisher. Get out of here with your X-Men book. Everyone's talking about that. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, we do, because everybody's talking about it.
You realize, yeah,
Look,
everybody talking
the
about
fact, the fact that I had to take out a pen and pad and take notes on a fucking comic book. Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck about at school, man? I want to read a book and have a good time. What's going on over here? What the fuck is this? Let me connect the
You
dots.
just gotta read
Let me get a
it, bro. You
whiteboard
just
off of
gotta-
Amazon and start connecting dots over here. and
Next
try to
time
figure
you read a
something out.
comic, read it out loud, but very quietly to yourself. And I swear you will understand the book 1,000 times better than if you
I
don't
read
it
all my
out.
books out loud.
Okay,
I
cool.
read all my books out loud because I like to hear the noises. I like to I'm very animated, so I like to animate my books.
Really?
I do
You're
the same.
animated? I haven't noticed.
He's like,
No. So I log in, Caleb.
Oh, come on, John.
I jump into the offline chat, and he's already going as if we're online. He's like, "Hey, everybody, I'm Perry Comics," and I'm like, "Dude, we're offline. We're offline."
did he have pants on? That's all I need to know. Did
Save
he have
it.
pants on at least?
Save some
Oh,
of that
man.
energy.
You can't see it with the blazer.
Oh, dude, I meant to put my blazer on for your show. Hold on.
Oh, we're doing the X-Men and Cerebro 5G. Oh man. Right now you're wondering why you subscribe to this channel. John, I just hit 600. Dude,
I
I've
know,
gained
you're
like
620.
20 subs in the last 2
You're
days.
gonna beat me like next week.
I don't know why.
Slow
pretty
growing
cool.
channel on YouTube. Oh geez, I'm not putting on a blazer,
Oh,
so
man.
screw you all. I'm just gonna keep drinking. You guys go ahead and blazer up.
Blazer game on point, right? What's up?
It's pretty good. I like it. You got flip-flops on too? Killer.
Barefoot, dog.
Yeah,
Oh,
barefoot.
me too.
Why are you wearing shoes? You're
I
inside.
don't wear shoes, man. I live in Florida. I don't wear shoes.
That's a good point too.
Dude, everyone makes fun of me. I go to work and people are dressed up in button downs and ties, and they got like these really nice shoes on. And here me, I'm walking in with a freaking Star Wars shirt. Like my jeans are all dirty. I got grass stains. I got flip flops. How's it going?
You know
You
it.
know?
Too funny, man.
Don't give a damn.
I don't give a shit, man. I'm comfortable. You know? I
Hey,
like
man,
being
you got to do
comfortable.
what you got to do in Florida, man. It's hot as balls.
It is.
Dude,
it
it's
really
hotter than, man. We'll
Am I
leave it
going
at
to
that.
TampaCon? Yes, Jeff. I will be at TampaCon tomorrow, and I'm very scared because I'm going by myself. And I'm just hoping to God that I find somebody that I know there so I could just leech on to them for the whole day.
How scared are you, though?
I'm pretty frightened.
Are you scareder than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs?
You got to slow it down for me. A long-tailed cat in a room full of... Hold
How
on.
have you never heard this idea? Here, Caleb, you gotta help me out here. 90% of the reason why I'm doing shows with this guy, he needs educating. He needs.
He's never heard of anything.
There are so many gaps. Last week it was Beverly Hills Cop. He was like, I don't even know what this movie. I've never even heard of this. I love Eddie
Dude.
Murphy. What's Beverly Hills Cop? The reaction I get is I talk about an actor and he's like, oh yeah, that's a guy's really good. And then I mentioned their greatest movie and he's like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what movie that is.
I commented on that video. I said my favorite Eddie Murphy movie.
The best part about your
Chris
comment,
Murphy movie, CB4.
That's a good movie.
Dude,
But
so
like
funny.
the best part about that is I checked the comments and it was like every 5 minutes you had a comment. You were like comment all the way
Use
down.
it like a live chat, baby.
It was too funny.
It really
Dude,
was, man. That
my
was the
my
greatest.
favorite Perry quote though is he was born in the 1920s. How the fuck am I supposed to know who he is? Dude, I freaking died.
How am I supposed to know
He's
that
a
guy?
baby. He's a baby.
Oh man, Old Wolf had me dying because no one realized what I said when I showed this. I'm like, I got the seeds, so I don't have to buy the book. I don't have to cover buy it.
I like that.
Oh man,
That is a
I'm
good
alive.
one, dude, because it is the cover on the back.
It's
of
the
the
cover of it, you know. So I have the cover of Power of a 10. Or
I
Power
wasn't
of,
able
what
to
is it?
even get cover A, so you beat me on that one.
Now, if the guy at the comic book store opened the box and the seeds were on top of the books, does that mean that the seeds are actually the true first of that new character on the cover?
Ooh,
That's scary.
there's a
Just saying,
there's a
man.
first appearance on here.
Look at
I don't
it.
know
The
who
chick
any
with
of
the
these
sword,
people
bro.
are.
That's
I don't
a
know
new
who
character.
not one person on here is.
That's a new character,
Not
bro.
a female character, right? And then right next to her, there's the others. There's like 4 of them all there on the cover.
Is it okay that I call the other one syllable because it's easier?
The one with the like black brain.
Yeah, instead of
I
Skyla
can't-
Bell.
Yeah, I can't pronounce her name either.
I
don't
thought
need
you'd like
Skyla
that since you're a teacher. I call her
Yeah.
syllable.
Syllable. It's well done.
But no, Rasputin, first appearance, true first on the packet of seeds if it was sitting on top when they opened their box from Diamond.
It's like a smaller ash can, says Borinkin.
Check this out. This is at my
Dude.
shop today. Look at this statue. It's the Hobgoblin,
Nice.
and he's ripping Spider-Man in half.
Is it actual Spider-Man or just his suit?
It's just his suit.
Okay, so he's not actually ripping, but there's not like guts.
Well,
and
it's
blood
like no,
flying
it's just
everywhere.
half of his suit just ripping.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, that's just.
I'm
I would
checking
like
see
to have a
how
statue,
R-rated
man, but
that
they're
is.
expensive, bro.
I know
Dude.
statues are so much money, man.
I went to a
I
shop.
want to get Oblivion song, but $150.
Yeah, it's a lot. I went to a
Yeah.
shop in San Diego with my girls, and they were eyeing all the statues and then checking the prices. And Kate kept coming to me saying, "That one's like $50. That one's like $100." Every time.
Dude, the one I wanted was like freaking 750.
Ooh, ouch.
One of them premium formats.
Oh man, the worst are if you've seen the dolls. Man, I was surprised. I put that Batman Who Laughs doll on my Instagram. That thing's about to push 1,000 likes. I was like, what the hell? I didn't know there was that many toy
Nice.
collectors out there. You know, but those things are expensive,
Dude.
man.
Well, you see those statue channels, bro. They've got thousands of subs, man.
Yeah.
People like statues, dude.
Maybe if
I
I,
just
had,
got it.
you know,
I got
couple
into the
100,000.
pops because they're cheap. This is my newest one. Lil Hal Jordan. What's up, guys? My name's Hal Jordan. Perry, do you know what Green Lantern is?
I know of him.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
That's about as far as.
We
Have
could-
you ever
How
heard
about
of
this?
the
How about
X
this?
Men?
I got a better question for him. How many Green Lanterns can you name by their actual names, not just by
Hal
hey,
Jordan.
Hal Jordan?
Hal Jordan.
You can't say his name twice. That doesn't count.
If I say it 3 times, he appears. Beetlejuice reference. Haha, throwback movie.
I wasn't gonna say anything. I'm so excited. So he named one.
There was the
everybody.
black one from the
There's-
TV show, from the animated series.
There's a black one.
No, what, for real? There
I
is.
know
I
that.
don't know his name, but I
love
know
that
him from the
that's how you
show.
reference him. There's the black one.
Batman was like the
Well,
White
his first
Knight.
name,
so-
his
No,
first
no.
name is John's name.
Not counting Batman as a Green Lantern.
Oh,
Hey, he
come
wore the
on.
ring and he made
He
it
wore the
work.
ring.
He
Fail. No.
he did. He constructed
points.
his
I'm
parents.
not even giving you a half a point for
Oh,
the black
quarter.
one.
John Stewart, Alan Scott, Kyle Rayner. Come on now.
Perry and your DC fan.
You just
gotta
missed
get a
Guy
couple
Gardner
of them.
and Jessica Cruz, I think.
Guy Gardner, Jessica Cruz, Sinestro, because that's his real name.
Yeah, I would've
freaking
counted that.
Kilowog,
Counted
Tamar
that.
2.
Oh yeah, I guess I
There's all
wouldn't.
kinds of them, bro.
I
Those are
wouldn't
their real
count those
names, brother.
guys. I meant the ones who are guarding our sector. So
Well, the only one that
Sinestro
matters is
would've
Hal
counted.
Jordan. Then the rest of them suck.
Well, you could argue that based on reading Deceased, Hal Jordan sucks because apparently he dies very
He
Ryan
got
easily.
beat by
Reynolds.
Canary, bro.
Ryan
What
Reynolds.
is that?
All you needed was Black Canary to just
Lame,
shout at
dude.
him, and he's dead. Done.
Ry-
Lame, man.
Ryan Reynolds is a Green Lantern.
Yeah,
Right?
he was awesome. I actually
So,
enjoyed that. I don't care what
That's
nobody
another
says.
one.
Channel,
I thought it
you've
was
been
hilarious.
like 3 times by now.
Have you
The
seen
black
that
one,
movie,
come on,
Perry?
Perry.
You've
Is this a
actually seen
comic
that?
channel? Is this a comic channel? All right. No, I haven't seen the movie.
I will say inversely, if he tried to quiz me on like the Aquaman cast of characters, I probably would fail that story. So it's not really fair. I'm
Dude,
picking
the
Perry.
Mara chick was looking
Mara,
amazing.
Mira. I don't even know how to say her name.
She's
So
a redhead, right?
Mira?
Yeah.
Yeah, the redhead,
Yeah.
dude.
I don't know his
Jason
mom.
Momoa was awesome in Stargate Atlantis. That's all I gotta say.
It's just a comic channel. All right, let me say this. I only read comics that I like, you know? So I'm not a DC fan or like strictly I read all the DC books. I just read whatever I like, you know?
Hey, I respect that
He-
attitude.
He likes Batman Who Laughs and Crush. You know, that's
Who
And
doesn't
that-
like Crush? Crush is gonna be evil, and now everyone's gonna like her. Watch.
Sure. If that's how you feel.
Arturo, I have all that Blackest Night. I got to read. I hear it's amazing. I've got all that waiting for me.
I've got a good bit of it still.
Same here, Perry. Heck yeah, man.
I love
I
it,
Bake
man.
the Snake because he took
Dude,
that Naomi
Geoff
book
Johns'
and
run
he
is amazing.
flung that Naomi book.
Yeah.
That
Dude,
was the
that was
greatest live
hilarious.
stream. I love
Dude,
that.
that was
I was
so
like,
funny.
finally, somebody feels the way I feel about this.
Yeah, but he's throwing the one that's still cover price. He's not throwing the one that's like a $50 book.
Well, I mean, I don't care about any of them, honestly.
I honestly just sell it. You don't like it, just sell it.
Exactly.
Somebody,
Lobo, too.
there's an
I
idiot
do.
somewhere waiting for you.
Lobo's
Oh,
one of my
yeah.
favorite characters.
He is pretty cool. I'll give you that, man.
Heck yeah.
And dude, on Krypton, I think he's hilarious. I
need
don't
to
care
watch
what
that.
nobody says. I thought he was hilarious.
I think I'm on like 2 episodes left of the first season. I need to watch that. And he's getting his own spin-off show?
I don't
That
know.
could be freaking awesome.
I'm not up to date on that. I
I'm
know
so
Swamp
far
Thing
out of the
ended
loop.
today.
Yeah, on DC app or even the CW DC shows, I'm so out of the loop.
I quit watching most of them after about the 5th season, maybe 6th season or whatever. They're like, I've got a season of each that I haven't watched on the CW shows. I like any comic book show, movie. I'm biased as heck, dude. I like them all. I don't care. I like all the Spider-Mans. I like all the X-Men.
I like that my
all
wife
the
is
DC
always willing to
movies.
give one a try. Like
Yeah.
I've got a
Oh,
wife
yeah.
because married folks will tell you like it's hard to watch a show and your spouse not watch it. Like it's difficult to find time to like watch an entire show and have your spouse be watching something different. It's difficult.
True.
So
Very
I'm
true.
pumped that my wife is at least willing to give stuff a shot. So she's done like 2 seasons of Luke Cage with me, 2 seasons of Jessica Jones.
I liked all those, man.
Yeah, she's willing. Like not a lot of wives, I think, would be willing to go down all these roads.
Oh,
Of
no.
course, Umbrella Academy, she loved it. We watched that together.
Doom
We have to
Patrol?
start The Boys. We're going to start that next.
Dude, Klaus
Oh,
is
Oh,
so
the boys. Yeah.
Klaus and number 5 are the 2 best in
Oh.
Umbrella Academy, bro.
I loved it. Yeah, it was great.
Dude.
So
I-
I like the first,
Absolutely
what is it? The first
fantastic.
five minutes of the boys where you got that guy running really
Oh.
fast and he runs into that woman and she just explodes and her boyfriend's just standing there holding her arms like.
They said
what
that's
just
actually in the
happened, dude?
comic book.
Is it?
I've
That
only
blew
got-
my mind away. I was
So
like,
the
wow.
comment I heard, and I'm not if there's a Boys fan in the chat who's read the comic or whatever, everything I've heard from some fans is the show is really good, but they are way too tame, and that the comic is way more raw.
I've got
On the
Hero
sex-
Gasm, dude,
on
and
the
every
sex, on
page
the-
there is an orgy going on, dude.
Yeah, there's like full on.
They're
like,
doing lines of
sex
coke
on
on the covers of them.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, man, it
legit.
makes me want to hunt for that.
So
Hey, John, AOK Book Club.
Here you go, bro.
I want to read that now.
well, we've already got the
Trades.
next 2 booked, right? Hero Gasm.
Orgasm. Oh my God, dude, it's doing blow.
He's doing blow.
What? That is wild.
is that
That's
is that an issue of The Boys?
This guy's
Yeah.
This guy's getting head on the cover.
Oh my Lord.
Wow. Look at the rocket. I love it.
I was
Right?
gonna say the
The
same
red
thing.
tip. Oh, that's wild.
Dude, you open these up, bro, and it is literally like full on orgy on every freaking page.
Oh man.
It's pretty good.
Chris Barrett in the chat. Hello, brother.
How's it going, Mr. Kirsch?
Yeah, The Boys is fire, man. The show is awesome. Those 4 issues that I've read, it's like a mini series, like in the middle of the run, but it's still awesome. I enjoyed the
Oh,
crap
my
out of it. I'm gonna find that first trade,
Jerking over the city with it. Oh my God, dude, that's wild.
bro. That show. Have you seen the whole thing yet, Perry?
Jeez.
I've seen the first 5 minutes. Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
5-minute Perry. 5-minute Perry.
Dude, I binge watched it. I borrowed an Amazon account and binge.
He'll
I
give
want to
it
watch
back.
it with my girlfriend, so like I have to wait till the weekend so we can
that
sit
sucks,
down
dude.
and
I'm
That ain't
proud.
happening with me.
I've gotten Perry to watch 3 full movies. I've gotten him to watch an entire season of a television show. Like, I'm just proud of you, brother. You're growing. The education of little Perry's happening.
Dude,
man, that was a good movie.
all I gotta say, dude, is if you say some nonsense, bro, I'm gonna go hop in my Denali with McBuff, and we're gonna freaking dip back to the past.
How
and
epic is that
re-educate your
thumbnail?
ass.
How epic
Dude,
is that
I
thumbnail?
died.
So
I freaking died. That was
like,
so
I gotta do
funny.
something cool.
I couldn't figure out what was floating in the sky. I had to have him tell me so I could zoom in and be like, "Oh my gosh, it's Eddie Murphy! It's
But the-
Beverly Hills Cop."
Dude, the real question is who makes his hoverboard? See if you remember that.
The company isn't
Yeah,
it
the
Mattel?
toy company. Yeah,
It's
dude, it's
Mattel.
Mattel, bro.
What's Mattel?
It's Mattel. It's a toy company, dude.
Is it?
Yeah, it is,
Oh.
baby.
That's
See,
like
I
that's
know
my
my
childhood.
toys.
stuff, baby.
Mattel.
Toys.
I
That's
know a
back in the
thing or
day.
two because I've watched a thing or two.
Dude, those movies are awesome. Classics. Instant classics. I actually got to see White Whale go behind a curtain to meet him in person at Orlando
Michael J.
MegaCon.
Fox.
Yeah, dude.
That's
He
wow.
went and got his picture made with him. And they like stood in a long line. And me and Sammy Strikes Back, we were like standing over here. And like way across the room, we saw him and he went behind this black curtain for like 30 minutes. And then he popped out and he had a picture.
Oh, wow,
That's
that's pretty
cool.
cool.
It's not the miseducation of Perry. We're educating Perry. This is not miseducation.
Oh man,
Come on, Chris.
We got Kachung in the building, Chris Barrett.
Ka-choon! My fellow
Bake.
gardener.
The snake.
I got some more seeds today.
I know a thing or two because I've done a chick or two.
Oh,
Jeez. Wow, Chris Barrett dropping fire.
yeah,
as always.
Chris Barrett letting his nuts hang.
Wow. I don't know that
It's
really.
late night with Perry, dude.
Yes,
Blazer
man.
Brigade is in the
Hey
building.
man, it's not 8 o'clock anymore.
Yeah, really. Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
I'm telling you, Perry's freaking wrestling name is the Periwinkle Blue Blazer. Freaking dude.
Oh,
Because the movie reference he's not going to get because he's never seen it with the Periwinkle Blue.
Yeah.
And then the Blue Blazer, I'm saying it is full on a Perry move to forget to hook your safety chain in and jump off the balcony and die.
Hey, Kachun, I got about like 4 of them. I'll send you 2 packets of. I had the House of X cover and then the Powers of X cover. If you want, you could like DM me your address or your PO box or like your neighbor's house.
What kind of seeds are they, though?
Marijuana seeds? No, I'm kidding.
If you're in Colorado, how cool would that be if they actually
right?
did that?
If they gave me
Like
like
if you
some
lived in a state that was legal, I would laugh so hard.
Powers of W.
You know, next year there's going to be a bud at High
thought
Times
they were-
Cannabis Cup that's called Krakoa.
Oh, geez.
Oh man, the Krakoa seeds.
I thought there was something.
Dude, I should
buttons.
copyright it or patent it right
There
now.
you go.
So if anybody does it, they got to pay me.
We have an area of California that I thought is perfectly named for like a dispensary. It's called the High Desert.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
You need a dispensary there, just called the High. Welcome to the High Desert. We'll give you we'll hook you up, brother. Welcome to the High Desert.
For
That
sure.
was wild. But yeah, no, when these seeds came out, I'm like, dude, the first thing that came to mind was grow house, like weed, like and then I heard nobody was talking about it. I'm like, dude, why is no one talking about this?
Yo, man, I got
didn't
that
even see him at my
Krakoa,
shop.
bro.
You didn't see him at your shop?
No,
I heard
I
a lot
didn't
of
see 'em
shop
at
owners
mine
were like
either.
having problems because people didn't want them. I'm like, who wouldn't want them? How cool is that? It's free, number one.
I don't know what.
Part
You
of a
got,
comic,
you got
number
me at
2.
free.
He got me at free. Heck yeah, I'm a cheap
And
bastard,
it saved
man.
you from buying a cover. Boom.
Boom.
And it's a
Win,
true
win.
first.
Boom.
like the
Superpower
Deadpool
review
card.
in the chat.
Heck yeah. Superpower. I did a Marvel review with superpower reviews.
Ooh,
Want to check that out? Spider-Man. Life
was that like two minutes long?
Dude,
7
Chris
minutes.
Barrett
No,
is
I don't
so
know how long
right.
it was.
He's going to be Kevin Smith's new bud next year.
It was so
Krakoa.
funny.
But
Perry
It's already
dropped
in
his
the works.
his DC reviews. And it was
Late
like
night with
5
Perry
minutes long.
Collins.
Like,
You know how we do.
like the Marvel one's gonna be like 2 minutes.
yeah, you know, Perry, what'd you think of the book?
It's Marvel.
Dude, I'm all stocked up, man. I got my box of fruit snacks, bro.
Oh, man.
Ready to ride out.
You ready for
I got
tomorrow
some
morning?
Pringles. I got Pringles.
You know it, man.
'Cause we're gonna be
Saturday morning
lurking after
comics.
Is anyone reading this?
Sasquatch
more,
Inc.
more cocaine on the cover.
I bought the first issue and
That's
then
awesome.
quit buying it.
Yeah, I got the first one. I don't know. I kind of like the first one. I haven't read the second or the third, but I keep buying it for some reason. I also picked this one up today, Freedom Fighters.
I did the same thing with that Excellence book. I bought the first issue, and yeah, it's good, but it wasn't good enough for me to
keep reading
continue buying it every week. I'll just wait for them to come out and trade.
Now this one that I keep talking about, I feel like Rod talking about.
Is that Punisher?
No, Red Winter. There's actually a really cool cover. If you go to Scout Comics website,
Caleb's gonna do that joke every time you hold that book up. Every time, just legit.
Hey, Caleb, you liked American Carnage, right?
Bought a Punisher. Oh man, so good.
This is better than that.
Nice.
It's just
Scout.
like it.
Dude, says the guy who didn't know what Beverly Hills Cop was.
Dude, you've never seen Beverly Hills Cop,
right?
Have you seen Beverly Hills Ninja?
No.
Oh my gosh, dude. Chris Farley,
Perry is
bro.
the new Lauren Hill. Who's
Look,
Lauren
man,
Hill?
I'm not falling through a banana in my tailpipe.
He's a singer.
Hey,
Down,
Siri,
diddy, down,
who's Lauren
diddy,
Hill?
down, diddy, down. Diddy, down, down. That song, you know?
American singer, songwriter, and rapper. No. Would you like
She was on
I
like
don't get the reference.
an iPhone commercial. Her song was on an iPhone commercial or some crap like that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Meh.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So Sasquatchy Inc. was living in the high desert back in 2009. So he knows what I'm talking about, that high desert.
Yo, we got Simple Man's Comics in here as
I
well
did it.
tonight. What's up,
Oh,
everybody?
man.
Superpower review in the building. Sasquatchy Inc. Jeff Comic 813. What's up, brother? Another Florida boy right there.
Did I talk about this book already? Yeah, I did talk about it.
Beverly Hills Ninja, Chris Barrett's like, I love it. Also love 90210. Hey, you're talking to
Hey,
Luke Perry
You're
here.
talking to Luke Perry right here. My mom named me after Luke Perry. My name is Perry Luke Garcia. And she was clever because she switched around to Luke and Perry. But like everybody else in the early 90s,
Back in that
Luke
day,
Perry.
Saved by the Bell was more my style. I
Was it?
wasn't a 90210 guy. I was a Saved by the Bell kid.
Hashtag gone too soon.
Oh, I know, for real, man.
Yeah, I
Kelly
looked at
Kapowski
Saved
was
by the
that
Bell.
babe.
Do you remember the year, Smurf? I'm not talking to Perry anymore. Do you remember the year where Saved by the Bell and 90210 both did like summertime, and you had Brandon and you had Zach both working at these country clubs, basically doing the exact.
They were in college. It was when they were in college.
It was
on-
the exact
Saved by the Bell.
storyline.
Yeah, it was.
And they
I do
both
remember
were
that.
meeting girls at their respective workplaces, and they were at the beach in the country club every day, working with
Wearing their white linen. And
Yeah, they both did legitimately the same storyline, both of those shows, for an entire like summer, because they both ran new episodes during that summer. I don't know.
Classic.
Lauren was
I do
married
remember
to
it.
That was
Rohan
not
Marley.
the
Who's
season.
that?
No, I didn't think so big.
Rohan
Whatever.
Marley.
It's still great.
Marley. I associate Marley with Bob Marley. So she was married to a, I don't know.
Apparently, Bob Marley had a bunch of kids, so
Yes, he
it's
did.
definitely possible.
Be fruitful and multiply.
What else has Perry not seen? See, I was
Oh.
born in the
Oh.
last year of the 80s, man. I'm 89. I'm 30.
You guys have not seen this Spider-Man movie. The
Anyone
Spider-Man,
seen
what was a Spider-Man clip from this channel. So I do like late night lurking. I found this channel. They have like 300 views on a video or 200 views on a video. And what they do is they show old comics and they flip through them and you can see them and read them and whatever. Their first video is from 2006 that has 2 million views. And it's a Spider-Man ad. And it's like 40 seconds. And it is the greatest video on the internet. It is so funny. It's about
Might have to check
Spider-Man.
it out.
It's about Spider-Man kissing Mary Jane and then retiring from fighting crime to be a blogger.
Oh my God.
It is freaking awesome.
Wow, that's funny.
Dude, there's some creative people out there, bro, that make some awesome content, man.
Oh yeah, really is. Which
The,
is cool. I
that
found
late
so
night
many people-
lurking dude is hilarious.
Oh my god, right?
Perry just flipping through, bashing people's channels.
I don't
yeah.
bash-
Well, actually,
Yeah, your wallpaper sucks. Oh, dude, those transitions are lame.
I'm helping people. I'm giving them pointers. You know, like
Pro
yo, get a
tip.
new
I've been
camera,
doing
bro.
this for 6 months, but I'm giving you a pro tip. I've got a blazer, motherfucker. I'm official.
Oh my God. Caleb is playing this. Oh my god.
I
Yo.
love Perry, dude. Perry is
Oh,
so
man.
entertaining, dude.
That's
I
a
could freaking-
t-shirt. I got a blazer, motherfucker. I can't hear Samuel L. Jackson. Shut up. I got a blazer, motherfucker.
Mother flirkin, whatever you want to say.
Oh my god.
You could have an edited version, Mother Flirkin,
Mother
for
flirkin.
PG-13 Perry Comics.
Oh man. Pretty much. Once you put the blazer on, I am now a professional. I don't know much,
no,
but I
y'all-
act like I do.
You, Rod, and John, though, dude, that's a deadly trio right there. I love that stuff. I freaking laugh, and I just type in the comments because I'm always catching it on the rewind.
I think when we had Edwin, it was called 3 Men and a Baby.
No, it was a long hair, don't care.
John's got the most hair. You know it's a bad deal.
Yeah, definitely something went wrong there.
Dude, I love it, man. So good.
Let's see.
Sam I Am said that Spider-Man video is certainly different.
Oh man, so I think he was with me. Oh man, there was so many people. There wasn't a lot, but there was like a couple people that watch that video. I feel like at the end of every of my streams now, I'm just gonna watch that video to like sign off. That is the greatest video, man. Let's see who's in the chat right now. Let me shout out everybody in the chat real quick.
Bake the Snake is lighting it up again and again and again.
Bake the Snake, Sam I Am, Chris Barrett, Omega
Shout out Bake.
Omega Comics always lurking with me. How's it going? So was Chris. All these people. Too Awesome Bake. Let's see. The blazer over t-shirt is how I do professionalism. I was gonna wear a
dude.
button down and tie, but god damn,
Blazer
it's so
and flops, bro.
hot. It is so hot in here.
It really is, dude. I'm freaking sweating, to be honest.
I did 3 hours with John with a button down long sleeves and then a tie on. Oh man, I got up and it was just like water dripping.
Old swamp ass
Just
Perry
swamp
Comics.
ass, man. Perry Swamp ass comics.
Oh my god, I love it.
Last time the show was awesome. Heck yeah, man. Oh man. Flirt the
This
pimp
is
clothes.
great.
Oh man. Let's see.
Flirt the pimp clothes.
This is another book right here. Look at that. I picked this one up. This cover's pretty cool.
Grumble.
This has been a really good read.
You've been talking about that one for a while, man.
Oh,
That's the
yeah,
one with the
man.
little pug, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
man.
little pug. So the
I gotta
pug.
get one of them pop screens.
So he's like a guy, like a regular guy, and he's kind of like a shyster. Like he hustles people at like a casino and
A
tries
shiny
to steal money and
shoed
stuff.
shyster.
And so his ability is he could turn into a pug, you know, and that's I guess his getaway tactic.
Heck
Who the hell's
yeah,
gonna stop a
dude.
pug? They're
Who's gonna
adorable.
expect a pug?
Exactly.
You know?
But then
Nobody's
like
expecting a pug.
this-
Incognito like a
look at this.
motherfucking mosquito, man.
this alien shoots him and it messes him up and he gets stuck as a pug. Could you
Oh.
imagine that?
That would suck. Then yeah, no. So
Barry
like
could've
if you
worked his
could
fortune.
swap between the two, I wonder if you would be like attracted to women or would you be attracted to dogs? Which brain is more powerful?
Well, I mean,
I
there's
wonder.
aliens and stuff like they're going
You've been
around
around
with
dogs, they-
spaceships. You
They
know?
do everything.
What's up, Vu Hong? How's it going?
Dude, you gotta love a talking pug, man. Classic MIB status.
If I did a video with,
Have
a
you ever
blazer
seen
and
Men in
burqa
Black,
with
Perry?
me-
Nice Men in Black reference.
I have seen Men in Black 1
have?
and 2. Yes.
Dude,
I
do
was-
you
I
know
thought
the
that these
two
were-
actors
that's
that
my
play in
kid.
that movie?
What happened?
Do you know the names of the two lead actors in the Men in Black series?
Will Smith
Yes.
and the old angry white guy.
He's never gonna know this guy. There was no chance. This was.
He's got 3 names. It's a 3-name person.
He's a great actor.
Robert Downey Jr. That's the only thing that comes to
Tommy
mind.
Lee Jones.
That was never. It wasn't Tommy Lee banging Pamela Anderson on the boat.
Wrong. That's the man musician, and he doesn't have a third name. He's just Tommy Lee. His
Oh
last
man,
name.
that's the
Tommy
Tommy I
Lee.
know.
But yes, they did make a porn. It was Zach and Miri up on a yacht for
Yikes,
sure.
Oh man. Oh, that was hilarious. But that was a good
Dude,
movie. Didn't they
movie
remake Men in
references,
Black
bro.
and it completely flopped?
They've made 4 of them. And,
I haven't seen the new one yet with what's his name? Thor.
The only good one is the
Chris
first. one.
Chris
Save,
Hemsworth.
save your money and just watch the first one again.
I like the first one.
I enjoyed the second one, man.
I can't remember the difference between
I
the
can't
two.
lie, I enjoyed it.
The one with the bug guy who's like eating cockroaches on his face, you know? I like that guy. He creeped me
That's
out.
the first one.
That's the first one, okay. What's
Yeah,
the second
that's
one
the good
then?
one. The second
the,
one is whenever what's his name gets mind wiped. He meets him at the post office, and they have that really cool beatboxing session with all the people working in the post shop. That's why I like that one right there.
Is that where they open the printer and there's like a guy inside there like moving?
That one.
Yeah, I've seen that one too. Okay.
That's the second one. And then the third one is whenever they do all the time traveling and stuff down here at Kennedy Space Center and cool
Borican Comics is throwing out other Tommy Lee Jones movies like Volcano. And
Volcano was awesome.
Definitely seen it. It's good. Considering it's a ridiculous movie about a volcano erupting in the middle of
California.
Yeah,
that's right around you, bro.
Very entertaining.
I don't know, man. California's a scary ass place, dude. Earthquakes are no joke, dude.
Yeah, and
I'll take a hurricane over an earthquake any day.
I will actually not, but Oblivion Bar was out here visiting.
Hurricanes are great. Every time there's a hurricane, you get drunk.
Yes,
hurricane party.
Hurricane party.
Oblivion Bar was out here visiting his mom, and he had like 3 earthquakes in the time that he was out here. And my daughters were like, they hadn't experienced an earthquake in years, so it was kind of a shocker that he must have brought it with him. I don't know.
Oblivion Bar's like, fuck this, I'm gone.
Sketchy.
No way, man. I can't do that. You know how weird that is? I'm sitting there, and then all my statues fall off the shelf. No, thank you.
Yeah, how could somebody be a statue collector out there?
You have to have a glass case with doors.
Get the stuff like you got on your yacht where it like fastens down. It connects to the shelf so it doesn't fall off.
But you'd argue that a fierce hurricane or tornado could just do just as much damage to your collection of whatever.
Hurricane parties the word time.
The difference is for a hurricane, you at least get a warning, right? You can
exactly, but we never leave, dude. We post up, hang out. We got a generator for when the power goes out, dude.
Did you get Baked the Snake? He says,
"Yep,
hurricane parties are epic, dude."
It could have been a NASCAR driver. I love it.
Huh?
Baked the Snake said the actor has 3 first names. He could have been a NASCAR driver.
I don't get it. I know Ricky Bobby. That's as far as my NASCAR goes.
Ricky Bobby.
Hurricane parties are awesome, says Bake.
Oh yes.
He says you'd rather face a volcano than a Category 5 hurricane.
It depends on what kind of volcano.
Oh yeah, well, Borica, he's over there in Puerto Rico. Well, fuck that. No
if it's
way.
a slow-moving volcano, yeah, but if it's like a major eruption like Pompeii or some shit, no.
I feel like got fucked
there's
over
no
there
chance
in Puerto Rico. That. Oh man, that's rough. I know, I feel like I've lived in Florida for a long time, and the most that a hurricane does is a tree might fall somewhere in the town. The power might go out for a couple hours, but I've never really experienced anything catastrophic. People.
We've been through some serious. We've had our power out for.
You better find some wood to knock
a week,
on, brother.
And knock on that old noggin, Perry, because we know there ain't no movie knowledge up there.
Hey, there is now. I just entered a new movie tonight.
Speaking of which, everybody make sure you're tuning into my channel on Sunday to see the continuation of the education of Perry, because we're going to be making him watch movies, and we're going to have 3 movies for you to discuss on Sunday at 6 o'clock Pacific,
which is some pretty awesome movies.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying to do a few of these while I'm still on summer vacation.
Heck yeah, man! I'm already on Netflix. I've been browsing Netflix. I'm looking to see which is going to be my perfect second pick.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm I feel like I did the first one and it was I just shot at my load real quick. I'm going to pick this book, and I didn't give it a chance to ponder.
Premature Perry.
Premature Perry. I didn't take my clothes off and I'm done yet.
Hi, DK. No, this is not John's Comics with Kids. We are on Perry's channel.
Well, technically, John with a bunch of kids.
That's probably true. I guess if you really think about it, pretty much any live stream I do would qualify.
As John's Comics with Kids.
I never need to change my channel's name now, I realize.
There you go.
I'll always be the old guy. But it is the continual education of Perry.
The Education of Perry.
I'm trying to think.
Follow-up album to the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Man, Chris Perry's going in on Lauryn Hill tonight.
Yeah.
If I had to suggest a movie, that's hard.
So what we had to do for those, the challenge was not only to pick a movie, but you had to pick a movie that was streaming, because for other people to be able to watch it, you wanted them to be able to. So we all had Netflix, so we started there. We everybody skimmed through Netflix and picked a movie. But next time it could be a little more complicated. If I own the movie on DVD, but it's also on Amazon, and those guys have Amazon, that would work. I could watch it, they could watch it. But it's tricky. You had to find a platform where we could all catch it.
Which is funny
Plus,
because I have
everybody has
the what's that thing called? The Amazon stick for my TV. So I have my Netflix password on my TV, and I wanted to watch the movies on my computer, and I don't know my password. So I had to actually go and make a brand new account with a brand new email and like another credit card. So I got the 30-day free trial of Netflix. So I'm trying to get as many
Don't
movies
forget to
as
cancel it.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's just $8. So I'm like, all right,
Is that easier than just resetting your password?
yeah,
I know, right?
pretty
It
much.
sounds like a little bit of nonsense.
Or couldn't you just guess
That
3 or
sounds
4
like
times?
a Perry problem.
I got like I got 1,000 different like passwords that I could possibly be
perfect for this show, man.
Oh man! So if you don't have Netflix and want to watch any of the movies, just make a free account and cancel it.
Chris Barrett, we're not watching those kind of movies.
Like, what do you like? What kind of movies do you like to watch? Do you like action movies? Do you like movies based on rock?
I'm just gonna
bands?
say
Do you like-
straight up, Caleb. I clearly don't.
I know you don't.
I don't judge movies based on genre.
Me either, man.
But
I
no,
would say me either. I'm open minded enough. I'll watch any type of movie. Like for instance, right now I'm watching. What am I watching? Big Little Lies. Like people wouldn't think I'm enjoying the hell out of Big Little Lies.
the first
That
season
is
of that
phenomenal.
show is so good.
And my gripe, I'm
I don't
enjoying
know
the second
if I've
season.
seen that.
I'm not done with the second season, but the
Me
first
neither.
season was they kept showing clips of the future
Right.
throughout every episode, and it made you in your mind go, "What the hell is going on? Who is
Yeah.
this person? What's happening?"
I loved that part of it.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was so freaking perfectly done.
Yeah.
And like
Did you
nobody's
watch
talking
that show
about it.
Travelers on Netflix? The
Ooh,
series
where
Travelers,
they go back in time into other people's bodies.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude, I've seen a
I've
couple
never
That's a
seen
episodes.
freaking good show,
That was pretty
bro.
good too.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
It's like a future where like the world's falling apart basically, but they learned how to transfer people's consciousness back into people's bodies at the moment of their death.
Oh wow.
But they prevent that person's death so they can put somebody's consciousness in them.
what
Dude,
happens,
it is
what happens to the consciousness of the person who's already in there?
they were gonna die because they go back by the time of death and like the histories because they've got a
Gotcha.
historian who they implant a bunch of knowledge in so he can go back and make bets and all kinds of
Oh,
stuff to
wow.
make them. Dude, it is insane. It's like a full-on secret government. Dude, it is awesome.
See, who's my Puerto Rican Comics has a great question. Who's my favorite actor? Do you guys have a favorite
You
actor?
like the Travelers?
My
A
favorite
favorite actor?
I would have to say it's
Um,
Christian Bale. If I had to sit down and really think, it would for action, it would be Christian Bale. For comedy, I might have to go with Adam Sandler. Those
I don't
would be
know.
my
I'm
two
just
favorite.
gonna.
Yeah. I go by eras because I mean I grew up watching really old movies, so I love
90s
Jimmy.
era. I'm a
Like I
Val
love
Kilmer
Jimmy.
fan.
James Stewart was my favorite actor when I was a kid. He did westerns. You know, he did all kinds of movies. I loved James Stewart when I was little. And then I loved John Cusack when I was like in the 80s and late 90s, early
I thought you
90s.
said when you were in your 80s. I was like, damn,
Sorry,
John,
in
no.
the 80s. I've been drinking. Like, so like for me, like Grosse Point Blank is one of my favorite movies. Like John Cusack as a hitman going to his high school reunion. That's just straight up a funny idea. Like I just laugh all through that movie. So John Cusack was probably my favorite into the early 90s, but he's
I
still,
like Sean William Scott for comedy.
he's pretty funny.
Dude,
But like
he-
John Cusack fell
Right,
way
yeah.
off for me. Like he just derailed. But he was so good in the 80s and early 90s.
Dude, he's got some crazy freaking cocaine picture mugshots, dude.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
yeah. I would
Man,
say
he's got some
God,
legit
that's tough.
crazy
Working
mugshots.
today. Ooh.
I think it changes because, like, now that I'm thinking of it, there was a point in time where I really loved Denzel Washington. Like,
He's
I was like
amazing.
obsessed with him. Yeah,
Absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's done good movies, but not my favorite.
dude, Training Day. I love Training Day. I could rewatch.
I like
that
Val
like a million
Kilmer, man.
times.
King
Val
Kong.
Kilmer's a solid actor.
Did you see? I'm sure you've seen. I'm not going to talk to Perry again. I'm talking to Caleb. You see, what is it that he did with Robert Downey Jr. where they privatized the
Kiss, Kiss, Bang, Bang.
Oh, freaking love that movie.
Fire.
The
Fire.
Fire movie.
Never seen it.
If that is
Oh, yeah.
streaming, I might pick that for our second
Dude, ooh.
round. It is so.
It's got
good.
quite a few good actors in it, man.
Oh yeah, but
Such a
really,
good
it's Kilmer and Downey Jr.
I loved him in The Doors,
in that movie.
that tribute movie for Jim Morrison. The
oh
Doors,
yeah, Doors. Yeah, yeah.
bro, epic. Mindhunters, whenever he was one of those people that figured out who serial killers were, and they all went to Alcatraz Island, and dude, One of them was a serial
Hard
killer.
Times.
He taught a college class called Mindhunters. It's crazy.
This was with Val Kilmer?
Kilmer's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
Have you
Dude,
seen
it's
Hard
nuts.
Times?
Hard Times. It sounds
Christian
familiar.
Bale?
It
No, I
sounds
haven't seen
familiar.
Ooh, okay. I think I might pick that then for the next movie. That
Christian
was a
Bale's
crazy
all right.
movie. That was like I never seen him act like that before. You know, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm struggling just to pick a modern, like a current actor working today. That's tough. I like John Krasinski a lot. Like Quiet Place was amazing, but I generally like people who do like writing and directing more than I like just a straight actor, because you never know with an actor if they get a bad movie, they get a bad writer.
That's true, yeah.
Now you went to film school, right?
Yes, sir.
So you have a different appreciation for movies than us as viewers.
Yeah, I think on two levels. One, because I had a dad who didn't want me, like I was born in '77, but I wasn't watching a lot of like '80s movies as a kid. I was given John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart movies instead. So I was given a very different like film education by my dad.
Black and white westerns, man.
Totally.
All the way.
Oh, my dad still does once a month. He'll host Western nights at his house, and we'll get dinner. My brothers will come over and we'll watch an old Western. Not necessarily old, actually. Sometimes we'll watch, like we watched Silverado last time, which is
that's a good one.
Costner and
Costner's a good Western.
So yeah, and then I went to film school, and I had some good teachers, but most of them were trying to teach us about like '70s filmmakers. So it was a lot of like Coppola and Scorsese, and so as a result, like I didn't really ever like really love '80s movies until I got a little older and I started enjoying the action movies from the '80s. So like
I'm still not, dude. I'm not a big fan of the '80s movies. Honestly.
I can enjoy the action from that era.
Yeah,
so like
I enjoy
Arnold,
it, but I'm not like a,
and I like Mel Gibson did some good action in the '80s, and then obviously Die Hard
Swayze,
is probably Die Hard
Stallone,
I still think Die Hard
Kurt
is probably
Russell.
my favorite action movie ever.
Oh, Die Hard, absolutely.
Die Hard is just amazing. Like
Dude, I love the Lethal
bad.
Weapon run. Dude, the Lethal Weapon with freaking Donnie Glover and freaking Mel Gibson, bro.
Unbelievable. Yeah, and then Gary Busey as that bad guy. So at my school, the teachers go by their first name. So I'm Mr. John at work. And we
That's
have
funny. I call you Mr. John.
Yeah, a lot of people do. So I have a teacher in my school named Joshua. So he's Mr. Joshua, which is the creepy villain in Lethal Weapon, right? The blonde-haired, like buffed out villain. And I keep teasing him, like, I can't say your name without giggling, because in my head I pictured Gary Busey in his blazer and T-shirt, like Perry there, looking like he's gonna kill somebody. He is Mr. Joshua. Ooh, some people shouting out Van Damme.
Van Damme.
And I couldn't get into Steven Seagal. I like a few of his movies, but I think we were joking about this last time. He just looks so ridiculous. He's got the beer belly. He doesn't look like a badass.
Whereas the only Van Damme movie that I really, really like was Street Fighter. I'm probably in a small minority, but
what's this Steven Seagal movie? Because I'm trying to find it because I enjoyed it.
It's got to be Under Siege.
Under Siege, The Patriot.
He's in a diner, and when you're in a diner and they have the tickets and they put the tickets on the spike.
Yeah,
he puts a cup over the spike and moves them around and like smashes the cups. What was that movie? Because that was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Steven Seagal did this?
Yeah, I seen it as a kid and it blew my mind away.
I don't know that one. But you got to see Under Siege. That's Tommy Lee Jones again, by the way, who we were talking about.
Above the Law.
Hard to Kill.
Hard to Kill.
Above the Law. Under Siege.
Damn, Kachun's on
fire. Patriot. Dude, Steven Seagal did some good movies, I guess.
I remember
I love ICTV videos. Like, of all the Van Damme movies, you pick Street Fighter?
Yep. I know, right? I get it. I know that it's a cheesy movie, but it's the only one I like, man.
He had a bunch. That was his thing. He was always into like the slightly cheesy movies.
I guess he's in the new Expendables movies. Those are pretty good.
Yeah, I liked what was the one where he does like the fighting in the like underground fight clubs and things. Kickboxer. That was a good movie.
I've seen them, but
Bloodsport.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
What's that? Hey Siri, what's Bloodsport?
It's a Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I literally just told you it was a movie, dude.
I wanted to see what it looked like,
He's in a pose something like this.
Yeah, so 8. I got in. So yeah, for as far as like your question, sorry, I have a slightly different view of movies for sure. But I think what I like about it is that I have a very diverse opinion of movies. Like my best friends always thought I had a very like mainstream view of movies. I would go see the new, Star Wars. I'd go see the new Marvel movie. I'd go see the new horror film. Like the mainstream, they thought that's what I dug because my friends loved the super arty films. And then my family would tease me. They're like, why do you like all these art movies? Like you should go see more Star Wars and stuff. Because I like to think I like a little bit of everything. I can appreciate any movie if it's done well. I struggle.
If it entertains me.
Yeah. I struggle with campy movies. That's the only genre I guess.
Yeah, I can't do that either. And like these cringe films on Netflix, dude, I can't do it.
Cheek, or if the horror is super like just graphic, like the torture porn films.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't do rape movies either. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not down with watching that stuff, man. I just can't do it.
Real quick, has anyone seen American Horror Story? Because I really like that.
Yeah, dude, American Horror Stories. I saw bits of the first season. I didn't finish it though.
Well, what's cool is every season is different. It's like the same cast. Every season's different, and like I feel like this last one, they're like tying almost every season together. I thought that was just super cool.
Bueller, shout out
FX, isn't it? Is that FX show?
Yeah,
FX does good quality stuff, man. Sons of Anarchy was amazing whenever
I
it was
love
on FX.
Legion too.
Legion is awesome.
I started watching Legion.
I love
That's
me
crazy.
some
It's
Legion.
on Hulu right now.
Cool freaking show.
Legion, some good stuff.
Thanks for coming by, Bueller.
And Bueller.
My favorite director.
I wouldn't know if Bueller's in the chat because he's got me blocked and I can't see his comments.
You're still blocked from him?
Dude, I don't know what's going on, man.
That's crazy.
Oh, damn.
I don't know.
He just put in the chat. He said hashtag fuck Smurf.
Dude, see, that's what I'm saying, dude. He always does that. I'm telling you, people have been telling me all kinds of craziness.
I would say my favorite director when I was in film school was probably Coppola, who did Godfather. But I really loved, he did a small film called The Conversation that not a lot of people see, starring Gene Hackman. And Harrison Ford plays a villain, like a bad guy. Like
Harrison Ford is awesome.
This was like right around Star Wars, just before Star Wars. He was really young, and he played a bad guy, super creepy in it. But the whole movie is about like Gene Hackman is a surveillance expert who records a conversation between two people, and he's trying to piece together what they're talking about because they're talking in code. But each time he listens to this conversation, he thinks he understands it a different way, and he goes to try to like seek out more information. And every time he digs deeper into this mystery, it just gets creepier and creepier what's happening. It's a badass movie. The Conversation is killer. And so
I'll look for it.
Francis Ford Coppola is hugely underrated. Everybody talks about Godfather and Apocalypse Now and then throws all of his other movies away. But the guy is amazing, like lights out. He even did a Matt Damon movie called The Rainmaker, lawyer movie. Really good.
I remember The Rainmaker.
Yeah.
I like The Rain Man.
That's a good movie.
I watched it the other day. Oh, I did a lot. That's a good one. Oh, man. I was going to ask you, have you ever seen this movie that kind of really made me mad, which I never got mad watching a movie until I watched this because it wasted a good 2 hours of my time. The whole movie, this person's in a coffin. The whole movie is black.
That's the movie with Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yeah, the whole movie is black.
What?
The whole movie's black. I'm sitting there like, when is this shit gonna work? When is it gonna pop off? When is
you
something
literally
gonna happen?
watched that for more than 5 minutes?
It was like a big movie. It was in the movie theaters and everything.
It's supposed to be really good. I've never seen it. He's like buried alive. He's got a cell phone, so he's like calling, and it's dying until the power keeps going out. He's struggling. Yeah, it's supposed to be an intense movie.
I'm good.
It's crazy. It's Ryan Reynolds in a coffin.
I love Ryan Reynolds, but I'm not doing that now. I'll wait till it comes out on Netflix.
Chris Barrett shouted out Kubrick. Do you guys like Stanley Kubrick at all? Do you even know who that is?
See, I don't know movies by their directors.
Okay, so here,
I'll be honest.
Movies. 2001, A Space Odyssey is his movie. Clockwork Orange is his.
Clockwork Orange.
I keep hearing people say they need to strap me to the Clockwork Orange chair. I
The
don't understand
original-
the reference.
You don't need them to strap you to that chair, bro.
The original movie, The Shining, is one of Stanley Kubrick's films.
I know about The Shining.
Eyes Wide Shut with Tom Cruise is a Kubrick film. AI, Steven Spielberg did a film called Artificial.
With that little boy. Yeah, dude, that was a good movie.
Kubrick film, but Kubrick died right before he went to make it, so Spielberg finished it for him.
That was a good movie, though.
He did Full Metal Jacket, which was a Vietnam film.
Dude, hell yeah. Full Metal Jacket's
So these
that
are
stuff.
all. These
Is
are
that the
all
one where
Stanley
like my
Kubrick.
rifle is my friend?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
see, that's
This is my
fucking
rifle.
crazy.
This is my
Blows
gun.
his brains
I seen that
out
as
in
a
the
kid,
bathroom.
dude.
For
I must have been
fun.
like 10 years old when I seen that.
It's-
It blew my mind away.
That's not a good 10-year-old movie. That's not.
Oh no, that's okay. Who
I will
cares?
give you this. Though. He did a movie called Spartacus that was very famous with Kirk Douglas. And then right around the same time, he did another movie with Kirk Douglas that I think is his masterpiece, and it's called Paths of Glory. And it's about World War I, and Kirk Douglas plays a lawyer representing a soldier who is going to be on trial for murdering a fellow soldier. And it's all about like politics of war, and it's amazing. And when Stanley Kubrick died, Steven Spielberg was at a big dinner party with all of his friends, and he stopped the dinner party. He took all of his guests down into his private viewing room, and he put on Paths of Glory and made everybody watch. It's that good of a movie. That was the one. It was not Blades of Glory, Perry. Paths of Glory. It's black and white. I'm sure you've never.
I knew that was coming, dude. I knew it was coming.
Which I like Blades of Glory. That was pretty good.
I like Will Ferrell. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I enjoy his
Sasquatch
movies.
with the comedy.
Dinner for Schmucks.
Dude, that movie's messed up, man. Those poor people.
It's.
Oh man.
Did you know that's based on a really great French film, and that the
Really?
American film is kind of compared to
bit
the
of a-
original?
Oh my gosh. And I'm
Oh,
not,
man.
dude. See, Steve Carell's not my flavor, dude.
No, I love
His
I
stuff
could
is
watch The
funny.
Office
I'm not
like
gonna
crazy.
lie. His stuff is funny, but dude, Parks and Rec is so much better than The Office.
I so agree with you. I so agree.
Dude, Parks,
Parks
and Rec is freaking
underrepresented in
amazing,
that
man.
department.
Ron Swanson, brother.
Oh,
That dude knows how to live life, man.
so funny. He is spot on funny. And that guy, he's a comedian. He's really funny.
I know, dude. He nails it, dude.
Did
that
you
guy's
read?
awesome.
He wrote a book called "Paddle Your Own Canoe" that's really good because he
I
is
read
a
it.
legitimate wood carver. Like he does this for fun.
wow.
He has a wood shop and he makes things. He built his own canoe. The one he's paddling at the very end of the show is his own. He built it.
Yeah,
And he did a whole book that became a stand-up routine, Paddle Your Own Canoe, all about living your life by actually doing things for yourself. Really cool. I'm sure, Caleb, it's right up your alley.
I would definitely read that book.
I haven't had a TV in years. Just watch
Look-
it on your phone.
Hey,
Chris
there's
Barrett
nothing
is
wrong
with
with that, dude. I watch more stuff on my laptop than I do on my TV.
Heck yeah, dude! I canceled my cable box, my subscription, like 2 years ago, and
I
it
think
never
we-
affected me.
We're definitely do that ourselves. We've got
Not at all. Streaming services are so much easier, and most
Yeah.
of them you can do free trials of.
Now
You
just
wait
keep
till all the
making
shows
emails
you
and
want to
just-
see come out, and then you get the free trial, watch them all. Boom, done.
Rest in peace, Little Sebastian.
Lil Sebastian, dude, the songs that
love it.
freaking
I love
Dude.
Mouse Rat.
Mouse Rat is the band, and they go through so many band names, dude.
So good.
It's
I love
good.
the way the show like followed Chris Pratt through his like I'm fat and now I'm super fit and like through that whole arc because he was in the midst of doing Guardians of the Galaxy and getting all ripped and buff, but like
yeah.
he started off super overweight. So
Oh yeah,
that
way
whole-
bad. And they
that
broke
whole
both his
journey-
legs,
It's so funny.
falling in the pit.
I agree with you, Kachun. Those are all my. Every time the TV's on, I got Netflix going. It's always Parks, Office, or It's Always Sunny. I love It's Always Sunny, man.
Oh,
those are
Sunny's
solid.
great, but Sunny's
Good.
not on Netflix, man.
No, it's on Hulu.
Oh, good to know, dude. It's always, dude. That freaking what's
It's
his
the sec-
name?
so that makes it the second best show on Hulu then.
What's
Ooh, what's
it's
the
not
first?
Joe Pesci.
Oh, get
What's
out of here,
the-
we're lost.
Danny
Get out of here,
DeVito.
John. How long did it take? It took an hour and 17 minutes before we
That-
had to get a Lost reference.
That's the second reference actually. He missed it.
Hey, dude, I was proud of
Oh.
my Krakoa.
And I'm
freaking
wearing a
Lost
Lost
reference.
shirt.
Black Rock. Oh,
I'm wearing
my
the
God,
Black
dude.
Rock shirt.
Isn't that the
Nice.
slave ship?
Yes.
Yep.
And you said I had to rock out tonight, so I'm wearing the rock out.
Oh, Black.
My Black Rock shirt. Actually, no, that was Rod the Reek. I want to shout out Rod, who we're missing tonight. He's spending some time with his lady friend, and we miss him tonight. And we will catch you on the flip side, brother.
Heck yeah, man. Hopefully, I'll be able to see
Heck
him
yeah,
tomorrow.
dude.
And,
Oh yeah, but I'm about to hop off of here, y'all. I just got to get on here for a little bit, man. I got to get up in the morning.
Oh,
Go
see?
do some hunting.
Yeah, you got to be up in time for my show.
Hey,
Smurf,
well,
what you
I'll
smoking?
already be done comic hunting by the time your show comes on
There
here.
you go. Now you're talking.
What are you
It's
smoking
like
on,
the-
Smurf? You smoking those cocaine seeds?
No, dude, I got some. It's called Don Juan. It's basically like marshmallow, chocolate, pecan, and something else. It's really good.
It's like a wine in a smoke form.
It's yummy.
Have a good
All
one,
right,
man.
dudes. Later.
Bye,
Thanks for
Caleb.
having me on, brothers.
Peace. Oh man, what were we
He's
talking
awesome.
about? I forgot what we were talking about. I got
A lot of
lost in the
TV
cocaine scene.
shows, and we're talking about Rod and Missing Rod.
Oh yeah, man. I hope Rod.
Lost.
I hope he has. I hope he had a good night. And then so with Jabroni over there playing Army Man.
So, have you continued watching Lost after we did our show, or you just stopped after the beginning of season 5?
I'm not even done with season 4. I'm like 3 episodes left of season 4,
Oh,
maybe
wow.
4 episodes left.
Yikes!
What do you
I guess-
mean, yikes, man? I'm
Next
not like
week, next week is the season 5 show. I'm talking season 5 with Hydra Collectibles on Monday in the middle of the day. We'll do a 1 o'clock in the middle of the day West Coast time.
I'll be ready. I'll be ready in time.
It's-
I'll miss a night of sleep and I'll catch up on a whole season.
Honestly, I forgot how much I loved season 5. It
Now,
was
season 5. Is that when they go back in time?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my
okay.
God, it's so good. The first like 5 episodes all have to do with being out of time. In fact, several of the episodes have characters like skipping in time. So they're jumping way to the past, or they're jumping like to the recent past and they're revisiting moments. It's so good. Oh, I forgot how awesome season 5 was.
I gotta rewatch that. I gotta catch up. I was really enjoying. I think I watched that one episode about 3 times with Desmond going back in time.
Oh, the
That was
constant.
like- yeah, the constant. There we go.
That's
that is
my
such a-
favorite episode the show ever did.
That is insane. Like I watched. I sat there and watched. I was like, oh my god, this is insane.
Yeah.
Like I could watch a whole show like this.
Yeah. And there's
Like,
a few other
wow.
episodes that follow that pattern for him. And
So
what I
freaking
love
cool.
about that too, more than anything, is, when I was watching TV in the like 80s and 90s, it was very common for TV shows to have a Christmas episode. Like you were almost like required to do a Christmas episode. So there were like so many bad It's a Wonderful Life or, Scrooge ripoffs. Every show had to have their Christmas episode. This was Lost doing a Christmas episode. Like it is a legit Christmas episode where he's trying to get to his girl on Christmas Eve.
Dude, when she picks up the phone.
Oh my God,
oh
it's so good,
dude.
right?
It is insane. Like I'll call you in 8 years on Christmas Eve
Yes,
on December
just
24th.
please be there. Answer the phone.
And
So
she picks
good.
up and you see her facial expression.
Oh.
And then you see his facial expression like, oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, and then she's like, I know about the island. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God, this
Yeah.
is perfect.
And then,
You know,
and then the phone just dies. Boom.
yeah, I'm like, wow, what a great freaking episode, man. It's amazing. Here we are, Friday night, talking about Lost. Thanks a lot, John.
Has to happen. Has to happen.
Well, we got season. What is it? Monday night? You're gonna be with Hydra?
Monday
Or-
afternoon. It'll be
Monday
Monday,
afternoon.
at 1 o'clock Pacific, which is 4 o'clock Eastern. We're going to be talking season 5. The guy who's coming on, I want to shout out Hydra Collectibles. He's on Instagram at Hydra Collectibles. He's on YouTube, but I don't think he has any videos on YouTube. He designs and builds his own models of stuff. So
Oh,
he
wow.
has he has replica Dharma Initiative beer, right? He has like all these designs and things he's built. It almost looks like he does special effects on the side. Like he would be the
That's
guy
cool.
that builds the monster masks and stuff. He has a legitimate Dharma skeleton, like one of the full size. He has recreated so many elements from the show just in his shop. He's going to
That's
be
pretty
showing
cool.
off all his cool collectibles he has made. He is unbelievable, and his Instagram has pictures of almost all of it. He's incredible.
That's so freaking cool, man.
So he's in the UK. That's why I'm doing it at 1 o'clock. It'll be like 10 o'clock or whatever his time.
Heck yeah. You got to show some love for the UK people, man. Hey, some of those guys, they be staying up like crazy late over there, like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
watching
I
us
see
on
him-
our regular time.
I see him in my chats only when I'm doing early morning stuff. That's the only time I catch him. But yeah, he's a boss, and his skill, his craftsman skill is just lights out. I can't wait to see at least on camera some of the cool stuff he's made.
Can Hydra make a T-800 exoskeleton?
I
don't know what that
bet
is.
he could make anything. But what would it cost, and how long would it take? Right?
That's true. Oh, I just got a text message real quick. Sorry. Boom. Okay. I answered the text message like the Flash.
Chris Barrett was saying he loves Christmas episodes of TV shows, but he doesn't like It's a Wonderful Life episodes. And I agree. I can totally agree with that. I think it's just been done, right? It's been done so many times. But for me, like I love the movie It's a Wonderful Life. I legitimately think that's an amazing film. But it's been ripped off so many times, it's kind of lost a little bit of its strength because it gets copied. Once people copy stuff, it gets boring. You know?
That's true. I was gonna say Christmas episodes. One thing, I don't watch any like Christmas episodes because I can't remember any Christmas episodes except for Doctor Who. Whenever Doctor Who does a Christmas special, I literally sit there on Christmas Day waiting, trying to watch Doctor Who because it's just freaking phenomenal. I think the last one I watched was with like the 10th Doctor or the 11th Doctor, Matt Smith, and like that Christmas special. It was just awesome. In a Town Called Christmas.
And I think shows that like really get the hang of that kind of stuff can do a holiday episode really well. I just think that holiday episodes were so overdone for a while that there aren't that many great ones. Now, I watched Friends in the 90s. That was a show I really dug. And they would only do Thanksgiving episodes. And they would be hilarious because it was always about like trying to do a really nice Thanksgiving and you're trying to get family together and it's just an absolute nightmare. And that was always really funny, but they never did really like Christmas episodes. They wanted to do something different. And what was the show that always did Halloween episodes? Was it 30 Rock? Oh. Simpsons does them too.
House of Horror.
And that's always really fun when they're doing something different. Awesome. But it's hard to do a good Halloween or holiday episode of a show, you know?
Let's see.
Gremlins. Gremlins is a great movie.
Alias. I haven't seen that one. It sounds.
You've never watched Alias? It's a good show. The first season, especially of Alias, is amazing.
Ooh, Tales of the Crypt. I've seen that. Let's see. Scrooge type shit. One of the only 6 stories that are the only ones like 6. I can't read, man.
Where is that quote? I can't read. Who said it?
The Comic Cats.
About Comic Cat says Roseanne. Wait, did you say something a long time ago?
No, I said it right above Roseanne. I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I've got live chat on and not top chat or whatever.
Sorry. Oh, I don't know what I don't know. I just have the
live
stream.
Chat. No, I've got a live chat. I don't know what's going on. South Park does great Christmas episodes. The one that I liked was Aggressively Relaxing. Was talking about Stan Lee during World War II. He was working they were doing Signal Corps, but they also were doing like propaganda material for the war effort. And he was working with Dr. Seuss, Theodore Geisel, and he was working with Frank Capra, the guy who ended up making It's a Wonderful Life and a lot of famous films. These guys, these incredibly talented artistic guys, were all working for the war effort doing like writing materials. And Stan Lee, so basically Stan Lee, Dr. Seuss, and Frank Capra all working together. It's just
that sounds incredible. That's like mind-blowing. Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah.
Power Ranger Christmas is amazing. It features Tommy as an old man. Oh, wow.
I remember like a Magnum PI Christmas episode that I loved where they were like flying in a helicopter and they got stranded on an island and they were trying to figure out how to get the chopper flying again. And that was I thought that was a funny one. What's that? Yeah,
get to the chopper.
Yeah, get to the chopper.
Oh man! Now that we're talking about holidays, one holiday. What's the next holiday coming up? We got
Labor Day,
Halloween, the real holiday. Nobody
the
cares
big
about
one.
Labor Day. Yeah. Halloween. I'm looking forward to Halloween. There's so many crazy. Well, I only looked at DC books. There's a crap. I'm kind of upset. There's like 5 or 6 different Batman books coming out in the month of October.
Dude, there's one legitimately.
I don't understand that.
See, this, I got a little grouchy in one of the buyer passes chats when you were like, Spider-Man, man, there's so many Spider-Man books. And I was like, dude, come on. You can't throw shade at Marvel when Batman literally comes out every single week. There's either Detective or Batman every single week.
But to be fair, Spider-Man books, they got 10 different books with 10 different covers.
Do you want me to run through all the Batman books and all the covers?
But all the covers are the same price or $1 more. Not like the Spider-Man books, the Life Story, right, is the A cover, and then the B cover is $25.
Those are like the incentive variants and stuff, not the just like B cover, normal B cover. Like, I'm just saying, like, there is, for me, I'm not a fan of either one, but they are exactly, I see no difference between what DC does with Batman and what Marvel does with Spider-Man. It is legitimately the same thing.
Comic Cats, I'm going to have to change that 45%. And for the month of October, Batman is 95%. Because
dude,
there's literally like
6 or 7
Batman books and then like 3 or 4 Joker books. and then there's like 2 or 3 Harley Quinn books. What? There are
What
so
about
many
this?
DC characters that are getting no attention.
I
And it makes me
fully
so
agree with you on that.
furious.
I agree with that. I would love to see a Blue Beetle and Booster Gold comic.
I'm still waiting for Dead Man. I want to see a DC Black Label Dead Man.
Because the thing that bugs me is this: they announced the Black Label, and I was very interested in it. Now here we are, almost 7 months later.
Very disappointing.
How many Black Label comics can you name?
Well, the Superman Year One,
Yeah,
Batman Last Night on Earth, Batman Damned. I think.
and now isn't the White Knight?
It is.
Retroactively?
Yeah, it's thrown over.
I feel
But
like
look, the only book that deserved
4 comics. 3 of them are Batman. Like they have no other people who can get in on this Black. Where's my hot Wonder Woman lesbian? I want to see lesbian Wonder Woman in the Black Label.
Excluding the Batwang, there's no reason for any of these books to be under the Black Label, which gets me really mad because they portrayed this as 17 plus adult. Finally, hey kids, you grew up. Here you go. Here's some comic books for age appropriate people to watch and be like, hey, I want to see Joker smashing Harley. You know, I want to see a Harley titty. Just throw it in there.
So for me, like my frustration was like, here you have this great opportunity with the Black Label to do things, and then what they end up doing is just fill it with Batman. They just fill it with nothing. And again, I understand doing Damned as the first one. It's that Batman universe can be really dark and perfect setup, but it's the Trinity, man. Where's my Wonder Woman? At least give me a Black Label Green Lantern where he's just like, fighting some crazy hardcore beast. Like, give me something else. I feel like they're really hamstringing the Black Label by making it like the Batman label.
Yep. The only books I'm looking forward to is those Joe Hill books, the horror books coming out. The Basket, that one. I think there's like 3 or 4 of them.
That's what Sam I Am. Yeah, Sam I Am is saying that in the chat.
Oh yeah, like Superpower Review says I come back and Barry's talking about Harley titties. Hey man, it's late night. We're talking about exposed breasts.
And then Comic Book Homie, says Harley and Joker are going to have their own Black Label. So isn't that just more Batman?
Well, if you look, that's true. But if you look at the cover, you see Joker is like behind Harley holding her, and it looks like they're both naked. So I'm like, all right, I hope they at least get something racy or risque. They try to do something. It doesn't even have to be sexual with Black Label. I just want to see like
push the envelope.
Yeah, there's some crazy thing like Harley Quinn turning around and beating the Joker and having his brains come out of his head and like some gory shit that you're not going to see in a typical Batman book.
Well, and for me, it's less about the shock value because I do want to see it be adult. I want to see the entire Marvel or DC universe participate. I'm bothered that it seems to be this like niche area where they're just going to pigeonhole it as mainly just Batman. And I think that that's a flaw to the editing abilities. I know that JD Comics is always shouting out that Jim Lee is not a very good editor at DC, and he's not doing a very good job from that side of the table. And it would be nice to have somebody else be in charge on those bigger decisions because I think that they're missing a lot of big targets.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, but like when I seen Titans, the show, and you seen Robin turn around and say, fuck Batman. I'm like, all right, so DC's pushing in more of a mature adult because you got these superheroes. They're like humans. They're like us. They fucking curse. They say shit. They have sex. They drink. Some of them do drugs. Let's see it. Let's see the shit. We're getting rid of Vertical. Black Label's supposed to replace it. Where are the books?
Yep.
Where are the books?
I agree.
Like American Carnage was crazy. DC Vertical title, awesome. Are we going to see more of that in Black Label? I have no idea.
And I will say, when I got back into collecting in the early mid 2000s, what got me hooked was Vertigo. Reading Fables, like Caleb was just showing there. Reading Why the Last Man, which I know Alec has been doing finishing on the Story Core, which was an amazing read. And then my favorite, 100 Bullets. These were raw books with like super violence, nudity, language. Like they were just really edgy, original stuff. And for me, somebody who'd only read superhero comics, this was I still consider them indies, even though I know it's technically DC. for me, they were just so different. I couldn't put them in the same grouping as DC and Marvel.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree with you. There needs to be a separation, which is why they did the Black Label.
Yeah.
You know, it's a distinctive difference. This is not part of regular continuity. This is not part of your kids don't read this. This isn't what your high schooler is going to be picking up. This is what your 25 to 45 typical guy who goes out to the comic book shop, who's been reading comics for 20 years, who wants something more, you know, because that's why people I feel are shifting to indies, because indies are pushing that envelope. They're fulfilling that market.
And I think, the collectors are definitely, but I mean, it's hard to know where people are going, because obviously the highest selling comics continue to be Batman and Spider-Man. Like, they just continue to be, they continue to make money. So there's clearly people dropping money there. When I started going on YouTube, I was picking up the Ryan Ottley Amazing Spider-Man, mostly because I like Ryan Ottley's art. And then he stopped doing the art and I left, and now he's back. And I was like, I didn't like the story well enough to stay. The Nick Spencer stuff wasn't interesting me. But there's clearly people that will buy Amazing Spider-Man, and no matter what. And on the Comic Core, I'm always talking to Jason, Comics Misexplained. He's going to buy Batman no matter what. He hates what Tom King is doing, but will not stop reading it. Will not stop spending the $4 a month, or actually $8 a month, because there's 2 books that come out.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I am with Detective Comics.
Yeah.
If Tomasi stops writing and they put Tom King on it for whatever hell reason, I'm still going to be picking up Detective Comics.
Yeah.
Just because I have almost all of the 600, all of the 500, some 400, some 300. Like, that's my main collector focus, is the full run of Detective Comics, which is a pipe dream. But that way I don't stop collecting, because I'm always on the hunt for something, you know?
Well, Chris Barrett says Spider-Man is great. I buy it every week. I bought it for Otley. I was really disappointed by the very first storyline that he did, where it was like I'm not a big fan of clone Spider-Man. I know that there's a lot of artists and writers that do stories around the clone Spider-Man. That whole like doppelganger thing, I was like, I'm done. I just wanted a good Spider-Man with a villain story. Now I hear that it's gotten better since then. It was at that point I was like, I'd rather put my money on something else, like an indie, like Die or whatever that I really care about, which I'm super pumped. Isn't Die next week? Is it next?
Biggie Shack?
No, I meant like Die, the next issue, the 6th issue.
Yeah, that comes out.
I think it's next week or the week after.
Issue 7, if I'm not mistaken, or 6. Okay.
Yeah. No, Chris Barrett, I didn't read Hunted. Although I heard mixed reviews on that. Like, some people were telling me that Hunted was really good. Other people were telling me that it kind of petered out and wasn't as good.
Yeah. I mean, my last Spider-Man book I read was that Life Story, just because it seemed like a whole brand new take on Spider-Man. And I'm like, all right, well, that sounds interesting, you know?
Yeah. And I like I mentioned last time we were chatting, I'm something of a trade collector. So I tend to like, if I read a good issue, I'll probably go seek out the trade and read the rest of it. So like, I snagged this the Hawkeye run, the Matt Fraction. I got those 12 issues of the Hawkeye run. It's a really good read. Like, the Matt Fraction Hawkeye run, it's freaking hysterical. First of all, he is a riot, and then it's just like super action packed, great fun. So like, it reminds me a lot of like Mazzucchelli's artwork, really low key, simple kind of stuff. The writing is it's just a lot of fun. Immortal Hulk is a great one to read in trade, despite what Perry feels.
Hey, I gave a
positive. He actually did. No, you did.
It wasn't bad.
You just got to get the next 2 trades, which I don't think are too expensive. They're like $10 a piece. I think they're only like 5 issue. They're not like the big ones.
Hey, AJQ 79. If you want to dip your toes into it, if you download the Marvel app, there's a free trial. Oh no, not even a free trial. They automatically give you Immortal Hulk issue number 1 free. So you could read it and see if it's something you're interested in, and then you could go ahead and get the subscription, and you can just read it on your phone.
And I want to say they're only 6 months back, so that means you can read the first 15 to 18 issues, which is, in my opinion, the best stuff, is those first 18, 15 issues where you go through Hulk in hell. The next stuff is not bad. It's just not that good. You know, it's not as good as
it's about to end in what, issue 25, right?
Yeah, it's somewhere in the mid 20s. It might be 22 or 23.
All right, yeah. So like, I don't know. I would honestly wait for the run to finish if you're gonna pick up on Hulk, because that's what I because I want to finish the story. I'm gonna wait for the whole thing to end, so
Yeah.
that one trade that comes out with all the issues, just gonna pick the whole thing up. Because to me, I feel like it's a binge read.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend reading the first trade and then waiting to read the second. Go and binge read the entire storyline. I think that's the best way to go.
I'm going to guarantee you there's going to be a really nice omnibus at some point where
Heck
you
yeah.
just get the entire story, or you're going to get 2 omnibus that cover all the 25 issues.
You got
Wanna
a new
say-
sub, John.
Superpower review. I know. Thank you so much, brother, for subbing up. I got a contest going right now, so you can make a little video or do an Instagram post.
Make
And
sure
then-
you have a pen and pad and take notes, because this is the most complex contest you will ever enter in your life. This is a teacher right here. He is a Englishman and a scholar, my friend.
What I like contests that make me laugh. So Bear Island did his contest. I thought it was hysterical. So I did kind of a riff on that. Mine is asking people to pick 7 items from popular culture that they want to give to 7 YouTube members or comic community members. So if you wanted to give like Harry Potter's wand to the boy who had 7, that would count as one of the 7 you want to get. You want to give the DeLorean, not a Denali. You want to give the Back to the Future DeLorean to somebody like Bueller who can travel back in time. Go ahead and do that. So you just
You want to give me a Denali?
you want to give him a Denali from I don't know what popular culture reference.
I wanna talk to Hydra when he's live with you. I'm gonna ask him if he can make me a Back to the Future version of a Denali and like a toy, and I'll pay for the shipping. I'll pay for what it costs. That would be the coolest thing in the world.
See, there's Chris Barrett wants the Ant-Man suit. So if you want to give Chris Barrett the Ant-Man suit, that's fine. So you just make a video telling me which 7 people and what are you giving them, and that's it. And then you're entered to win the contest. I know. I saw that. I saw Brian. Thank you, Brian. Sorry, Brian. But that's it. I try to be giving you all the information, because usually what ends up happening is you do a contest and you get like 1 million questions. So I try to give you a lot of information, but it's only a 10-minute video. You can watch it again. But all you need to do is either make an Instagram post or a YouTube video that tells me the 7 people and the 7 things you want to give them. That's it.
It was funny because someone on Instagram made a story saying, I need to enter John's Comics with Kids giveaway. I need to find out people from the community.
I need to find 7 people from this community that I don't know.
people. I got 2 people down. Anybody else want to help me?
Very funny.
That was pretty good. Hey, D-Runk.
It's all good, brother. It's all good. I wanted it to be something different because it ends up making for great comedy. I think if you watch JP Budget Collecting did a hysterical video.
Oh, that was him with him thinking and walking around.
Oh my God, it was
having
too
dying.
funny. And then all
That
the
was pretty
jokes
good.
from Bear Island Comics just cracked me up. It was too funny. Too funny.
Oh man.
So that's all you got to do. It may be I may not be a good Ant-Man, but I'm a good lurker.
Lurker in the chat.
lurker value level 12.
We're all lurking. Live PD in the building. How's it going, D-Runk? Are you getting D-Runk with us?
Yeah, JP's video was so funny. And then Daniel Arzola made a video, and Los did a video. So I've got 3 videos I think I've seen so far.
I like D-Runk because he gives me content when I'm
I
lurking.
want to enter John's contest, but it's too complicated for me. HAQ, I'm sorry, brother.
D-Runk's, he's pretty cool, man. He uploads like in the middle of the night. For me, it's
He
the middle
does.
of the night. And so like I'm lurking and like I see D-Runk upload a video. I'm like, let's go lurk, guys.
Dude, I legitimately do that with my uploaded videos because it's when my internet is at, it's like nobody's using it. If my wife wants to stream a movie and I'm uploading a video, like she's out.
Forget about it.
Yeah. So I do the same thing, D-Runk.
Oh,
I got
man.
to hang out with D-Runk in San Diego. It was awesome.
Yeah, I seen the pictures. That's pretty cool. Heck yeah. D-Runk. I like saying his name because he's drunk, you know, drunk. Oh man. Let me see. I lost my train of thought.
So
which
hey,
is typical.
I get the feeling you like science fiction movies.
You would get that feeling.
Space, aliens, unusual technology, futuristic stuff. Do you like science fiction?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Like for instance, the 100 really pulled me in. The first two seasons. I thought that was like a unique concept that I've never seen before.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen it. I thought it was a great show. But then like you could put a movie on that's like, I'm trying to think, like Along Came Polly.
Okay.
50 First Dates.
Yeah, comedy.
You know, I
could. 50 First Dates is a great movie.
That is. I don't know. I feel like I'm all over the spectrum when it comes to movies. Like, there's nothing specific. I feel like I'm pretty open as long as it doesn't bore me.
Right.
You know, if it doesn't drag its feet, then I'm good. You know.
Okay. Congrats to HAQ picked up a first appearance of Ra's al Ghul in Batman.
Ooh.
That's that green cover with his like giant floating head, and then like somebody's shooting a gun at Robin. Great cover. I had to double check. I'm not up on my Batman numbers well enough to see Batman 232 and know what issue that is. But the second I saw the cover, I'm like, that's Ra's al Ghul. It's a good book.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not good with numbers at all, man.
Yeah, I struggle with that.
It's very rare, you know, that I get a number, which is weird because I'm like an engineer, so like I should be really good with numbers, and I'm just not good with numbers.
Well, I bring up the sci-fi thing because I you know, when I was younger, I liked horror and I liked sci-fi. Those were like the things I watched when I was getting into my like teenage years. That's what I really dug. When I was, you know, I guess those like formidable years where you're really like deciding what you like because you're now making your own choices for what you want to watch.
I think my favorite type of movie is dystopian or show. I like seeing a future that's like what if, you know, like almost like a what if, because they did HBO Fahrenheit 451. I loved the book in high school. That was a book they made me read, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's a crazy good book.
Yeah, like it really. I think I like the book more than the show a lot because they changed a lot of things. But the show was really good, or the movie was really good.
Well, I think it explains why you like the movie that you picked as well, because I think that has a lot in common.
Another dystopian, yeah,
it's a lot in common with that story. But it's funny because the three movies that we're going to be doing on Sunday all have like a science fiction sort of element to them,
yeah,
some element or quality that makes them science fiction-y, and it just made me think about my favorite sci-fi. I mean, I loved Alien and Aliens. Those movies are just.
I see the comic a lot. I've never seen the movie. I never read the book.
Alien was designed as a horror film. It did not have a huge budget. They built some really cool sets, but it was really just a simple acting kind of, you know, horror film where like there's a creature and it's hunting them inside of their spaceship and they don't know where it's going to pop out and that kind of thing. The sequel is done like an action movie where they go to the planet where all these creatures are coming from and they have to battle like an army of these aliens now. And that was, so the original film was Ridley Scott, really talented director. The sequel was James Cameron, who did like Avatar and Terminator and all these amazing big movies.
Terminator. Side note. Okay.
So he took the original idea to a whole other level. Aliens is an amazing follow-up, and it's an action sci-fi, just epic good.
I like movies. Chris Barrett. Oh man. So speaking of, well, I'm gonna get to both points. First point, I just thought of a movie that I want to watch now. I picked the next movie. I hope it's on Netflix or one of the services we're gonna pick. Pitch Black.
It's a good movie.
I was playing StarCraft a lot when I first seen Pitch Black, and it reminds me of the Zerg, and it blew my mind away. It is such a good movie. I love Vin Diesel in that. That's Vin Diesel, right?
Yeah. I was in film school when that movie came out, and the director brought it before it came out. He brought it to our classroom. It was crazy. The movie had not come out yet, and one of our teachers was familiar with him and his company. And the class that I was taking, you actually got to watch movies before they were released.
That's freaking awesome.
Really cool. Sometimes they were like in the editing process, and the movies would change by the time they hit theaters. But the idea was that someone who worked on the movie would come, maybe the guy who does the music or the editor or the producer or whatever. In this case, it was, I think his name is David Toohey. He actually came to my class. You know, we were in like a theater because the classroom was a movie theater at the campus there. We watched the movie and then he talked for like an hour after. It was so cool.
That is freaking awesome, man.
Yeah.
Seeing a movie like me. That's like I wish I could read a comic before it comes out, or like a movie before it comes. Like you feel special almost.
It totally does.
Like you're getting to see the goods before everybody else.
Absolutely. It was definitely a different kind of experience. That whole semester was really cool.
Yeah. But what a cool movie, man. And I feel like his voice in the movie.
Yeah. There's some shout outs for good sci-fi movies. Like 12 Monkeys is a great movie. Bruce Willis from Die Hard, really great. And then Brazil that movie is like,
I thought he was shouting out like he's from Brazil.
No. Brazil is a sci-fi film. It's like somebody smoked some major weed and then made a whole movie about a dystopian future. It is wacky cool. It's from the director who did like Time Bandits. I don't know if you saw that movie. That's freaking hysterical, wild.
Oh man!
But he definitely does weird, odd movies.
Now, Alien, is that the same Alien from Alien versus Predator? Because I've seen that.
It is.
Okay, all right.
So original Alien was like either late 70s, early 80s film, and it was popular as a horror film, and it made Sigourney Weaver a big star, the actress in it, because it was like one of those early like women empowerment storylines where she's like she's got to be the one to like save the day. And then it was a few years before they did the action sequel, and then they tried to do a third film, which was kind of a flop. They ended up doing several sequels after. And at the same time, Arnold's making his Predator movie. And then they follow that with a crappy Danny Glover sequel, really crappy. And eventually the alien creatures were the stars, right? So eventually became a thing where they wanted to fight them off. The same way they had like Freddy versus Jason and all.
Oh man. And then another one that stuck out to me. You said the Terminator. Have you ever seen the Sarah Connor Chronicles TV show?
I have watched, I think, one episode. I didn't love it. It was all right.
I think it was that one. Or it was a Terminator. I don't know. There was like a Terminator spinoff show that only lasted 2 seasons.
Yeah.
That I was like really getting into, and then they canceled it. That is the most saddest thing when you get invested into a show and they just pull the plug on it. Oh man, that hurt me right in the.
I forgot Terry Gilliam, the guy who did Brazil and Time Bandits, did 12 Monkeys as well. That's a great. Thanks for shouting that out, Comic Cats. And Moon, yeah, Moon is a great weird sci-fi movie. Absolutely.
Wait, Perry's never seen Aliens?
Yeah, not surprising. Not surprising.
Oh man,
you dig it. I'd say I would personally watch Alien and then Aliens. They're both amazing. Like,
I want to read the comic. I've been seeing the comic a lot lately.
Yeah, the creature itself was a very original idea. I don't want to. I mean, I'm sure you've seen like examples of it. I don't want to ruin too much of it because what makes the original film work is nobody had ever seen a creature behave like this. It was just wild. Big Trouble in Little China.
That's my jam. I was watching this and I was at some random person's house watching this movie that they put on. And then all of a sudden, it looked like Raiden just dropped down in the middle of an alleyway. And I'm like, okay, all right. Did someone slip me acid? What the hell is going on right now? This is epic.
Yeah. The director of that is John Carpenter. And he did the original Halloween. He wrote and directed, and he did the music for almost all of his movies.
Oh, wow.
And then my favorite movie he did is with the same actor, Kurt Russell. It's called The Thing. It's like... it's the beginning of the movie is you're in the middle of the Arctic and a helicopter is like shooting and chasing like a dog through the snow. And the dog runs into this like American science facility where Kurt Russell's like in charge. The dog runs in and then the helicopter lands and the guy is running out of the helicopter with his machine gun shooting at the dog. And they're like, what the heck? So they shoot and kill this guy. What the heck is going on? They take care of the dog. Turns out the dog's an alien.
Oh my God.
And it can look like whatever it wants. And so now it's killed everybody at their facility and it's going to start trying to kill everybody at this facility. And they don't know if it kills one of them, it can look like them. Right?
That's pretty cool.
It's a really crazy cool movie. Same guy that did Big Trouble in Little China and Halloween. John Carpenter is a boss. He also did Escape from New York with Kurt Russell as well.
He's shouting out.
Really good. He's really a talented filmmaker. Again, he did writing, directing, and music for almost all of his movies.
That's pretty impressive.
Absolutely cool. Yeah, so it's called The Thing, and it's a remake of an old black and white movie. But in fact, Stranger Things, this new season, they talk about it a bunch in that movie, in that series.
He says, Christine, the Frog, Prince of Darkness. Yo, I could go all day.
Good. Comic Cats, I'm loving you. I'm going to sub you if I haven't already. I'm subbing you right now. I'm going to your channel just because of the comments you're dropping.
I like this comment right here. He said, fuck the comments, watch the movie.
I'm subbing you right now. Just got subbed. 80. I'm number 83. I'm inceptioning your show again.
Oh man.
Somebody's channel while you're Comic Cats. You're dropping some deep stuff. Yeah, I just want to watch movies too. Right? I'm a movie guy first and foremost.
That's the second Roadhouse Bueller dropped tonight. He dropped the Roadhouse earlier.
He dropped it
again. I've never seen Roadhouse. Has anyone seen this movie?
Hey, pain don't hurt. Pain don't. That's the line I love from that movie. Pain don't hurt. It is a good movie, Bueller. It's one of those that's just silly enough without being totally campy. You know, I can't handle a campy movie where everything's like just meaningless because it's just too silly. It's like ridiculous. But Roadhouse is right there on the edge, and it's still really good.
I just seen not too long ago, I think probably like a little over a month ago, House of a Thousand Corpses.
Sure.
Whoa, I was not expecting that, dude.
Isn't that Rob? I think Rob Zombie directed that.
Yeah,
movie.
I was not expecting that whatsoever. Like it just went down this rabbit hole, and I was just like, what the? This is bananas, and I couldn't stop watching it. I wanted to stop watching it, I just couldn't.
So I did a top 5 horror films show with Fire Guy Ryan and Comic Tom, and to prepare, I just went out of my way watching modern horror films because I got out of horror and I didn't like where the horror genre was going. You know, Human Centipede and Saw and all that. It's just not my jam. But I found some amazing movies that I had never heard of before that were like really outside the box. There was one that was like, it almost wasn't a horror film, but it's like, I can't remember if it's called The Guest or something. Maybe somebody in the chat knows. This guy, his ex-wife is throwing a dinner party and he doesn't really want to go because they lost their child and it's destroyed their marriage.
Oh no.
He goes to this dinner party, but it's like everybody's acting really weird, like culty weird. And like they're locking the door and then hiding the key. And then he notices and they put the key back. Like, oh, we're just trying to be safe. Like it just seems really creepy. And then all of a sudden, right around the middle of the movie, it just twists into something messed up. And the rest of the movie is like, no, they did not just do that. No, they just not did do that. And the whole thing is just a freaky, wild mess. And I can't remember what it's called. It's streaming. It's not that one, Brian. And maybe it's not called The Guest. God, I can't remember what it's called. It's like the dinner party. It's just wacky. And the final moment, the last shot of the movie is really wild. I don't want to spoil it, but it takes what was originally like one level to like a whole new level. I can't remember. Is that what it's called? No, it's not The Gate. I'll look it up. I'll find it.
I just want to shout out everybody in the chat real quick just to run through. We got Fatal J, the Comic Cats. We got Bueller, Shelly Cakes, HAQ, Ben Compton. You know,
Brian's got it again. I'm gonna have to sub Brian now.
Look who's coming to dinner. The invitation.
He's got no subscribers. Brian, I'm your first subscriber.
What? Dude, I'm going to lurk you. You're going to get lurkified.
Yeah, it's called The Invitation. He gets an invite to this dinner party, and this whole thing goes insane. It's just, so that was a horror film that I never would have found if I hadn't done that show with Fire Guy Ryan and Comic Tom.
I like this comment right here by Bueller. He says, Roadhouse, you go into the movie a boy and you come out a man.
And then he says that title again at the end.
Roadhouse.
At the beginning and the end.
Oh, man. Ooh, what's this? Have you seen this one?
Candyman. No, sorry, I can't say it 3 times, though.
Oh, no.
Don't say it 3 times.
Don't say it 2 times.
It's the opposite of Beetlejuice.
Oh, no.
It's not funny when it happens.
No, Candyman.
I wanted to shout out Comic Tom, who dropped a real cool video because he's taken his channel in a new direction away from the CBSI thing.
Segue.
Yeah. He's doing the key collector. You know, he's hooked in with.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I've seen someone in the comments saying the app, they don't like to do apps because it's real confusing. If you actually download a key collector app, the moment you open the app, everything is right there.
It's super easy.
One click, boom. I recommend Key Collector app. I like the way he's doing that list.
Do you do the pay version or the free?
I had the paid version, and then someone hacked my bank account, and I had to freeze my accounts, and I just got to start it back up again.
Gotcha.
I recommend if you're just an average collector, you don't really care too much, you just want to see keys or what's hot, get the free version. If you're like you want to have a pulse on what's going on things, go ahead. It is worth the price.
I did the free version because I love using it to catalog the keys that I own, right? Because it's easy to drop in your key. When you buy a key, it's in there. You find it, you click, you own it. You can even, if it's slabbed, you can click the grade and any details. And I'm able to like then skip through and be like, oh, I got that one, I got that one, I got that one. And if you're searching for a certain key, you can jump in and find it. You can search by character. I like all that stuff. I I haven't gotten into the other side, which is what Tom's covering, which is like the books that are spiking each week, right? Those books that are hitting each week. And the Collector app has all that information. It's able to kind of cover it. It doesn't work on your busted phone, Comic Cats. That sucks.
Oh, man. I want to highlight this comment by Key Collector app. They have a picture of Comic Tom with the top 20, and it says, "We have a Hulk." That was the funniest thing. I don't even watch the movie, and I understand what it means. I thought that was awesome.
Bueller is now just throwing out 80s raunchy comedy movies. So Meatballs and Porky.
Barry don't know nothing about Meatballs.
Meatballs is
eating them.
You know Bill Murray? Do you know who Bill Murray is? Oh.
Yes. Well,
Ghostbusters, Caddyshack.
Yes.
Right?
No Caddyshack. I know the name, but I know Ghostbusters.
So Meatballs is like one of his 80s films where he's like a camp counselor at like a fat camp, and it's about what happens. It's very funny. I've downloaded CLZ.
I gave up after 300 and something issues. My back, I was just hunched over. I'm like, fuck this. I don't really give a shit about my books at this point.
I downloaded it, D-Runk. I have not started using it yet. So that's phase 2. I got to start really going through and doing it. It's a lot of that work. Space Pirates. Bueller, come on now. You had me for a while. Space Pirates, you might lose me there. Might lose me on Space Pirates.
Oh, man. What's that? Buckaroo Banzai?
Buckaroo Banzai in the 8th Dimension.
Ooh.
The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai in the 8th Dimension, I think is what it's called. That's a good movie. Very funny. Quirky, odd.
Quirky and odd.
Just like this show.
Whitewater Summer. Oh, man. I'm getting it. This is part 2 of the education of Barry Comics.
Well, I love sci-fi films. I don't think there's enough good ones out there, sadly. So it was kind of a topic I wanted. I wrote it down as like, hey, I wonder if Perry's likes. I noticed that your recommendation this week was a sci-fi, so I thought, oh, maybe I'll see if that's what he likes.
Yeah, I just like seeing, because we could see the past. The past happened already. You know what I mean? We could see what it was like in the 1900s and in the 1800s and 1600s, 1700s. The whole medieval time stuff. I get that, but we don't know nothing about what's coming.
Right.
And it's cool to see people's interpretation of what year 3000 is.
Totally.
So it's like, I don't know, just gravitate towards that. Let's see. I use a comic book.
So are you a Mad Max fan? Have you seen any of those movies like Fury Road?
I have not. No.
Fury Road is insane. Dude, the car stunts in that movie. The movie is basically just one giant car chase. Let's just be honest. There's like 2 other sequences, and then the rest of the movie is just cars chasing cars and blowing stuff up. And it's almost all practical stunts where they're really flipping things and using giant blow torches, and it's insane.
Let's see. The Goonies. I did see the Goonies. I did see the Goonies. Don't worry.
Goonies is classic. Goonies never
too. Chappie versus RoboCop. Nope.
RoboCop's a great movie. I didn't really love Chappie all that much.
Risky Business.
Comic Cat says every Mad Max movie is insane. Well, it's definitely in the title because it's Mad Max.
It's mad. I like Risky Business. That was a good one. I seen that a couple weeks ago.
Yep, nothing like having sex with a prostitute on a train. That's like the highlight of that movie. You literally get it on a train.
Oh man,
that's that awkward subway car you get on. And you're like, I'm gonna pick the other one. I'm going. You guys keep this car. I'm going.
I'm gonna go back there.
Yeah, I'm good.
Police Academy. I've heard of it.
I agree, D-Runk. I don't think people use practical effects enough anymore. I think some of the Fast and Furious kind of stuff now has become like, how digital can we get with it? I was rewatching an action movie that I loved from the late 90s, I think, called Ronin. Starring Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro as like a spy thief, and all the car chases are legit real cars and real stunts. At one point, they're chasing each other through the Alps, and one guy fires an RPG rocket at the other car and blasts and blows it up, and it flips up on its end. It's all really happening. Just so cool. Bueller's thrown out 80s favorites.
They're a black guy.
My Bodyguard is a
The
classic.
Fly. Oh my God, Perry must watch. All right, I'll add that to the queue. The Fly.
Just bought Ronan, gotta watch it. It's really good, Brian. I think you'll be really impressed with it. It's got great actors, but it's got wonderful plot twists. But for me, it's the car chases, man. The car chases are nuts. It is Frankenheimer, yeah.
You threw out Fast and Furious. I seen the first, second one, and Tokyo Drift. That's it.
I think that's about as far as I got as well. I lost interest. I
felt like I did too. You know, and it's weird because it looks like this giant movie that everybody goes out and watch, but I feel like, yeah, I get it. You know.
Well, and I heard some people say that it's a series that got better later on, like number 5 or number 6. And for me, it's like, you mean I got to watch 4 crap movies before you get a good one? That's not a good selling point. You watch these 4 shitty movies. We'll give you the good one in a little bit.
It's funny. I got into my first accident when I was like 22, right? My first like real car accident. I was driving in the rain and the car in front of me slammed on the brakes because a bus was coming.
Oh, geez.
And so my initial reaction after watching Tokyo Drift was to pull the e-brake and hit the thing. I'm like, I'm gonna swerve out of here. And all I did
out of the way and slide past.
all I did was turn my car from vertical to horizontal and just smack into the guy. I'm like, oh man, that was bad.
Sam's Tangled Web is in the chat saying hello.
Ooh, how's it going? The OG of YouTube. Hellraiser horror must watch.
When it comes to action movies, are you a guy that likes like gunfights, fist fights, like you like kung fu? What kind of stuff do you like?
Well, I used to do stick and knife fighting and hand-to-hand combat because my stepbrother, he competes like around the world. He does he does it's called bakbakan, which is Filipino martial arts.
Okay.
And so I was like that troubled teenager that they want to like put some structure in my back.
Straighten him out with a little
Yeah, so he would take me to the gym and he would run the gym because his master just, you know, taught him over years and stuff and let him run the gym at that point. And so he would go there and it was like perfectly okay to kick the shit out of me, you know, like legal abuse. But it was just like, I don't know, that really like it piqued my interest. And so does like the samurai movies and stuff like that. So I like seeing like fighting that has some type of technique and something like
not just with guns and shooting stuff and
you know, like Equilibrium, where they have a gunfight, but it's such a
it's so
choreographed. Yeah, it is a ballet. You know, like it's an art form.
Totally.
So yeah, I tend to gravitate towards that.
I was thinking of one of my favorite fight sequences. I don't know if you ever saw The Transporter with Jason Statham,
the bald guy,
the British bald guy,
and he drives an Audi.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So the original one, they have the sequence where he fights these guys in like a warehouse, and it's like he spills oil on the ground, right? Mm-hmm. And then they're all like slipping on the oil to fight, and he has a bicycle, and he clicks the clamp-ons for your feet onto his feet, and then throws the bike aside and uses those to like walk and he's like dancing through there, like kicking, spinning, flipping, and they grab him and he rolls on the ground and gets all oiled up so they can't hold on to him, and then he's just like throwing elbows.
Oh my god,
so badass.
Oh, let's see. Shelly Cake said Hellraiser messed me up as a child.
Well, that's not.
Oh man,
not kid friendly. Everybody has that movie though that you watch too early that like warps you. It's like I should not have watched that.
So my dad's an immigrant, right? He came to this country when he was like 2 or 3, and he grew up in the projects and stuff. So I don't know if that's where he got the idea to just let me watch whatever the hell I wanted to watch. You know, so I was like a kid watching like American Pie, or I was like 7 years old watching Scarface on the couch.
This is explains so much.
You know, Carlito's Way, you know, and just like these, that to me is
Scarface?
One of my favorite. Yes, Scarface, and look, Carlito's Way felt like it taught me the biggest life lesson that I still hold today. Never be shitty to anybody, and never try to screw anybody over, because when you least expect it, Benny Blanco from the Bronx is gonna show up at the end.
Just when you're expecting to get away on that train,
he comes in. Hey, remember me? Yeah. Benny Blanco from the Bronx. That blew my mind away as a kid. You know,
Bueller, you don't need to mention Roadhouse again.
Roadhouse, Bueller, I'll watch Roadhouse for you. Actually, no, I'm not gonna make it my pick.
Oh my god, this is too freaking funny.
I'm gonna have responsible parents.
So I know a lot of movies and shows like Daredevil was doing it have like the extended fight sequence all in one shot now. You know what I mean? There's some really cool ones. I don't know if you saw Old Boy, where it's basically the way they photographed it is cool. It's like they took a hallway and they removed one of the walls, and the camera can like slide this way and back forth, and the actors are acting like there's a wall there, but it's just the camera. And so he's got a hammer, and there's like 20 guys in this hallway with him, and they come at him, and he smashes this guy in the head. He flips this guy behind him, hits these guys, turns around, goes back at that guy. So the camera follows him back and forth in this hallway as he's fighting all these guys. It is nuts. One guy with a hammer against like 20 guys.
Hashtag hammer time.
That's what he said. Hammer time. It is so good.
Oh yeah.
And yes, definitely Brian is right. Do not watch the American version of Old Boy. It's the Korean version. That's what you need.
Oh man. Have you ever seen Unbok?
Unbok? No.
That right there is, I think it's a Filipino movie. It's crazy fighting. This guy, it feels like he's like a next generation of Bruce Lee, the way this guy fights, dude.
Gotcha.
It is so freaking cool, man. He is awesome. And
Nice.
he's got an amazing elephant. Roadhouse, Perry. Are you reading the movies off your shelf, Bueller?
I can be reading the movies off my shelf.
Oh man, I could make a whole like day stream out of that.
It would take me quite a long time.
Oh man.
It's a dead technology, though. DVD is slowly dying out. At least they're not VHS or anything.
Dude, I have a VHS of Doctor Who, and VHS, and I tried to get a VCR. Trying to get my terminologies right. And I tried to get a VCR online. They're expensive. I thought I was gonna pick one up for like $5 or $10. I seen something for like $99. Who the hell's paying $100 for a freaking VCR in 2019?
I think I saw one at Best Buy that was like a VHS DVD player, and I was like, "Really? People really sell they sell the combo really still? Jesus. How many people need this crap?"
Oh man, Harry
I
Potter.
have a VHS player because my girls have a bunch of kid movies on VHS, and every once in a while it's like, "Yeah, go in the little room there, and you can throw a VHS in."
Yeah, I still have my VCR. I got
a ton of DVDs too, Sam. I showed them earlier.
All the Jackie Chan movies. I like Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan's Shanghai Nights. Dude, whatever happened to those types of movies? Where it was like, I don't know, man. Because he did
comedies.
Yeah, like the action comedies, but like with the two polar opposites together like that.
The
like
buddy
where
comedy.
you have like like Rush Hour, freaking phenomenal movie. Dude, it was like so funny and like it just kept me going. You know what I mean? I feel like you don't see stuff like that at all.
A buddy of mine worked on the third Rush Hour, and he said it was hell. Like it was a huge challenge that those two guys. The reason why they struggled making each one of those movies with huge gaps in between was it was just absolutely hell with those two stars.
Oh man.
Lethal Weapon, I agree. Sam's Tangled Web is the original buddy cop film, and that all other buddy cop films are in some way or another copying Lethal Weapon. All of them.
It's Showtime. You ever see Showtime? That was a good
With
one.
De Niro.
Yep.
And is it Eddie Murphy?
I think it's Eddie Murphy.
I think it's Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
Showtime.
Blue Streak. For me, I like the buddy cop genre, and I enjoy a lot of those films. Every film is always like one step below Lethal Weapon every time. The original Lethal Weapon is just so freaking good. It's actually done by the same guy who wrote and directed Iron Man 3. Shane Black is his name. And he wrote the original Lethal Weapon. So unbelievably good. He wrote it while he was in college too. It was a college. It was at the time, it was the most money anybody had ever spent on a screenplay. The studio spent more. There was like a bidding war on this script.
Wow.
And, he ended up getting a gnarly cocaine habit out of it. And as a result, like he did like 2 or 3 movies after that, and then he fell off the face of the earth and was in rehab forever before Downey Jr. helped bring him back. And he started making movies again. But like
Kung Fu Hustle. I
like
that one. That was a good
one. Kung Fu Hustle is very funny.
Heck yeah.
I forgot about it. Cats again. Comic Cats on Fire. 48 Hours with Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy is so good. Another great buddy movie. So this is Nick Nolte is this like just think of like Ron Swanson the cop.
Uh-huh.
And then he needs help from this guy who's in jail, this con man swindler, Eddie Murphy. So he gets Eddie Murphy out of jail for a weekend, 48 hours, to help him solve a case. And Eddie's pretending to be his partner and this other pretending to be a cop when he's not. He's a crook. And the two of them are trying to solve this crime. Hysterical.
That's funny. What's that called? That's
48 Hours.
48 Hours. That sounds pretty cool.
Very good.
You ever see Cradle to the Grave?
Cradle to the Grave. Is that Jet Li?
And DMX.
Yeah.
You see, I like those like complete polar opposites.
Yeah,
you know, like
fun.
they make good movies like that, but I don't see those a lot.
Yeah, the buddy cop genre was really hot in the 80s and 90s, and it's kind of tapered off. I think those kind of things go in waves where something new comes up, and that's the thing. Right now,
I feel like the newer type of movie like that is like The Rock and Kevin Hart, but I don't like get that same feel as I did like when I was watching all the other movies.
No, it's not as polar.
Yeah.
There was a funny movie I remember in that 80s, I think somewhere, called Stakeout. And it was buddy cops. It was Emilio Estevez and Richard Dreyfuss. And they get on this horrible job of having to watch this single lady because they're worried that her husband who escaped prison might come to her. So that every day they're just sitting there watching her. They're on stakeout.
They're lurking.
And they're the night shift, and there's another group of guys that come at dawn, and they rotate and they play pranks on each other. But at one point, one of the cops bumps into her and has to pretend to be like the phone guy to fix. And he goes in later and bugs her phone and all this kind of stuff. But then he starts to like her, and so he's going on like dates with her. But they're supposed to be watching her at night. And of course, the bad guy is going to show up at some point, but it's really funny all the way up to that point.
Let me see.
Yeah, Rosie O'Donnell was in part 2, but none of these movies have good sequels. Don't watch another 48 Hours. That movie's garbage.
72 hours.
Don't watch Stakeout 2. Like, these movies suck. Rush Hour 2 and 3. Don't watch these movies.
Sam's Tanglewood, The Other Guys. I did enjoy that one.
Men at Work. Yeah, the Estevez boys together. That is a funny movie. It's about two garbage men trying to solve a murder.
Oh my god.
It's smart. The Sheen and Estevez. Yeah, Charlie Sheen and Emilio.
Now that you say garbage man, what was that movie with the females who rob a bank? They throw the money in the garbage. They go in a BMW. They pull over under a bridge. They get out, and then they peel off the paint of the car, and then they get away in the BMW.
I don't remember that. Is that one of the Ocean? Is that last year? Ocean's?
No, it's an older movie. It
was it's an older one.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think it was like early 2000s. The Breakfast Club.
Three
Amigos. Huh, huh.
My daughters love
Jam. I love the Three Amigos.
My girls love that movie, for sure.
This chat is just shouting out movies. Hey man, I just keep feeding me the flicks.
They're having fun, man. They're having fun. I respect it. This is legitimately what I used to do with my buddies all the time. We used to go
with Queen Latifah. Yes, Comic Cats.
Comic Cats.
He's on fire, dude.
He is
connoisseur.
Love
he needs to be the movie cat.
Yeah, right.
Pretty in Pink. I haven't seen that one. Or Jada Pinkett.
So my buddies and I, when we were in high school, there was a movie theater like 10 minutes away from us or 15 minutes away that was notoriously the largest movie screen in the Western United States. It was not an IMAX. It was just the largest screen.
Is that what you pulling with your car?
No, it was an indoor. It had this incredible sound system, but we used to go every Friday. Whatever movie was coming out Friday, we would go Thursday night at midnight and see it, and then go to school the next day and be like,
oh my God,
out like zombies. And then in the summer, when we were off, we would do it all summer long. So we saw all the crappy movies for like years. But we were standing in line, because you get in line for a midnight showing, you'd get in line at like dinner time, you'd eat your dinner and sit in line. We would play games like this, where we just like run through, okay, what are the 5 best Keanu Reeves movies? What are the 5 best samurai movies? What are the 5 best horror movies with a woman as the killer? You know, those kind of things. We would just do this and just randomly shout out movies for like
hours. I mean, we've been doing it for 2 hours and we haven't let up.
it was legitimately the most entertaining thing. I think the top 5 show I do with Ryan is basically my way of being able to still continue to do that, right? Play top 5, like just name 5 best anythings. Oh, Rutger Hauer. Oh man, passed away this last week.
If we're just shouting at movies, I must mention the Pink Panther.
It's good. Hey, Comic Core Chad in the
Cool.
chat. Thank you for coming by, brother. The
Hobo
jerk.
with a
Don't call me
shotgun.
names, Bueller. Jeez, that's rude. God, I'm right here. My mom went to high school with Steve Martin.
Steve Martin. That's the guy with white hair and glasses.
Yeah, I think
He
it
did
was.
Cheaper by the Dozen.
He's did you right? He's also one of the
Isn't
three
that funny?
amigos.
That's where I know him from.
He's one of the three amigos, dude.
Oh shit! Fuck, dude.
Just went,
Oh fuck!
oh,
I know
yeah,
that was gonna be the thumbnail for next week. Mick Buff in the back seat with the three amigos.
But no,
Oh,
it's the
man.
alien chasing them because you didn't know what alien was.
Oh, there you go. Oh man,
Oh,
alien shooting his mouth out. Oh man,
The jerk is amazing, and yeah, he's done so many great movies. He did a movie called Roxanne that I think is really underrated
Roxanne.
because he basically took a really old play called Cyrano and he turned it into a modern day film. Cyrano is a play about a man with a really big nose, and women don't like him because his nose is like seriously long.
Oh my god!
And
You know what they say about a long nose.
well, and so the joke of the movie is he is easily the smartest, funniest, and nicest guy, but women don't give him the time of day. And then there's this really handsome guy that he works with that the women
Dumbass.
love, but he's a complete moron. And so they like the complete package together. They both fall in love with the same girl, but they can't get her individually. So it's like the Steve Martin character has to feed the funny lines and the smart things to the dumb guy so that the dumb guy can actually get with her.
Oh man,
It's a really funny movie. It's called Roxanne. Really fun.
Roxanne.
So he plays the guy with the big nose. And in the movie, they are firefighters. In the play, I think they're soldiers. But yeah, he's a firefighter. He can smell when the fire's coming. He's got the big nose. He's like, fire. Somewhere there's a fire.
There's a fire lurking, like Dwight from The Office.
Yes.
There's not a fire within 9 miles of here.
Well, and the play has this famous sequence where he gets in a fight. If anybody makes fun of his nose, he takes it very seriously and he has to duel, right?
Oh shit!
And in the movie, they have this sequence where somebody makes fun of his nose and he feels like he's going to combat this person. So he goes on this stand-up comedy riff where he's like, I bet I can come up with 20 funnier jokes about my big nose than your joke right now. And so he runs through this. It's this huge monologue of 20 jokes about his nose that are hysterical.
Oh man!
He's like, get that guy away from my cocaine. He just goes off on big noses. It's a riot.
What is that one called?
What's
the
that?
name of that movie?
Roxanne. It's named for the girl, yeah. Spinal Tap. So funny.
Ooh.
We're in comedies now.
We're moving genres.
Christopher Guest is a really talented writer, and he does these like ensemble improv comedies. So did you ever see Best in Show about the dog competition?
I don't know.
So funny. He's got all these great actors pretending to be these people who like bring their dogs to these dog competitions. Every partnership of actors are so funny. And then Spinal Tap is all about this horrible hair metal band that's like struggling to be famous and this documentary crew following them around. It's just too funny.
You ever see the Shaggy Dog?
The Shag. Oh, that's the cop thing?
No. That's with what's this guy called? He had a TV show on Fox and they canceled it.
That's not gonna help me.
He used to have a home improvement show. Damn it! It was
Tim
called Home
Allen?
Improvement. Tim Allen.
Yeah.
With the Shaggy Dog.
Yeah. I
I've seen that
remember.
one.
He's the voice of the dog. Like he becomes the dog or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Frighteners comics with
Frighteners.
Bueller dropped a good movie
What
there.
is
The
that?
Frighteners.
I'm gonna go back after this uploads in my chat. I'm just gonna
I think you need to rename this.
right now.
It's Late Night Education of Perry.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
Brian, you're dropping all those great movies from Christopher Guest. He is known more popularly as the six-fingered man from The Princess Bride. He is like the villain who has 6 fingers on one hand, but he later went on to be this comedy writer director. Really funny guy. Yes, Eugene Levy is funny in anything. American Pie, he's the dad. Too funny.
Mallrats. Hell yeah.
All right. Okay. I am a
Mallrats.
big Kevin Smith fan. I love me some Kevin Smith. And those were the movies I tried to make in film school, were stuff that was like Kevin Smith kind of stuff. Stuff that cracked me up.
Us typical Jersey boys. Oh man, it's funny because when I first seen Clerks and I seen him just hanging outside the convenience store, just chilling, just rapping. The first time I seen that, like 45 minutes ago, me and my friend were literally outside the gas station, like smoking a joint, like literally just sitting there rapping, just saying nonsense.
Yeah,
I'm like,
absolutely.
this is great.
That's too funny. Oh gosh, woo! Joe 4771 just took a hardcore turn, left turn.
Taxi Driver.
From comedy to Taxi Driver.
What's that?
Taxi Driver is a hardcore. It's like basically De Niro, one of his early like famous performances, where he basically plays a head case, a psycho who drives a taxi and is like becoming a murderer. It's a hardcore movie.
What a turn!
Yeah.
Oh man, that's horrible.
Ooh, now a lot of people are going into
That's
this
awesome.
horror.
Hell yeah, let's go into horror. We got October coming.
Yeesh.
Let's see, Superman 4: The Quest for Peace.
That's a horror of a film. Not a good movie. Bueller's just listing 80s movies. I think Bueller was an 80s.
He's walking around. Look at his DVD collection.
He's an
Or his
80s.
VHS collection.
Absolutely.
Let's see, The Matrix. Ooh, I enjoyed The Matrix. I think there's 3 of them, right?
There's 3 Matrix movies, but
I
there's
don't
only
think I
one
wanna
worth
see 2.
watching.
I want to see the 2 of them.
Don't-
I had the Detective Comics Matrix homage cover.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a freaking cool book. That's
cool.
right there. Yeah.
Don't watch parts 2 and 3. Just watch the first one. It has an ending. Be happy with it. It's great.
Do you know Dogma J and Silent Bob are talking about the scene from? Aren't they coming out with another?
Clerks.
Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
Another,
He's usually always working on something else. I liked Clerks 2. I thought Clerks 2 is not a bad movie. It's not nearly as good as Clerks, but it's still not bad. I mean, you get Rosario Dawson looking all hot for basically 99% of that movie. At one point, they have her dancing in a tank top with no bra. It's like, okay,
oh, wow.
worth the price of admission. Done. Paid.
I can't remember his name, but Jay, he was just on a radio station, I think last week. He was talking about he just actually directed his first film, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Jay Comic 813 says John Carpenter wrote a Big Trouble in Little China comic book that was supposed to be the sequel to the original film. That's cool.
I seen a Big Trouble in Little China. Is that new? Because I feel like I've seen that.
It was this
recently.
year, I think. Yeah.
I recently seen that, and I was just like, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll see. Jay and Silent Bob reboot looks good. Okay, so it is a reboot coming out.
Do we need to get on to any other topic, or are you just enjoying the hell out of this?
I told you, man. Before we got on, John's like, "Hey, do we have any agendas, any topics?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. We're just
Great show with Perry, man.
What did I say? It was funny because you commented on one of my videos. The secret to Perry is just turn on the camera and go.
It is. It's true.
You just press go live and just say fuck it. Let's see what happens.
Have you seen any Quentin Tarantino movies?
Kill Bill?
Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. That's
I've
his.
seen the first one.
Inglourious Bastards.
I love Inglourious Bastards. What
is it? Django Unchained.
I didn't see that.
That's his. And then Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs. You would love.
I haven't seen Reservoir Dogs. I keep hearing like I should see that, and I probably will one day.
Yeah, it's all just a bank robbery gone wrong, and it's so messed up. I remember seeing Reservoir Dogs. I was like sweating watching that movie. It's so gut wrenching.
Pulp Fiction is good. I tried watching Pulp Fiction when I was like 19, and it kind of made my stomach twist. Like I was just like, oh my god. And I stopped watching it. And I feel like I should watch it now that, maybe I'm a little bit older now. Maybe I could enjoy it. But I was watching, I was like, holy shit, this is a sick movie.
Ooh, Comic Cats, man, you are spot on.
Jackie Brown.
Jackie Brown is the Quentin Tarantino movie that most people like the least, and I think doesn't get enough respect. It's a really good movie. It's more of a love story at the center, but all of his movies it's like crime and messed up criminals, and this guy's high. I mean, what's her name? Bridget Fonda is basically smoking weed that entire movie. She's always as high as a freaking kite. Chris Tucker is in that really funny
I like
part.
Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
He's actually coming out because he said he's making his last film.
Tucker?
No, Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, this new one that just came
Yeah,
out.
the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think.
Mhm.
It looks cool. I was watching like a little snippet of it. There's like a crap ton of big like A-list actors in there.
Oh yeah,
I'm like,
all
all
of
right,
his
well
movies
that's
draw people in big time.
yeah, like you're speaking my language now. Like, I gotta check this out. I gotta see what's going on.
Comic Cat says John Carpenter is releasing a Joker comic book next month. What?
Is that the one called The Joker?
I don't know.
I don't know. I've seen a couple Joker books coming out. There's a Joker and Harley. There's another type of Joker. Then there's like the Joker something. I don't know.
I'm gonna need to call it quits here at some point.
Yeah.
I know that Rod is
Well,
usually
look,
gone by an hour for now.
it is to make it an even 2 hours and 30 minutes. We have 1 minute and 7
Perfect.
seconds. So
Perfect.
let's wrap it up here. If anybody enjoyed this stream, you want to hit that thumbs up. That would be cool. Make sure to check out John's Comments with Kids if you haven't already. He's pretty awesome.
I'm gonna have Perry on my channel on Sunday, so you better be there for Sunday. We're gonna be talking movies and doing movie reviews 6 o'clock on Sunday. We might even try to make it a semi-regular thing, so be ready.
Let's see. Brad Pitt beats the shit out of Bruce Lee.
That's funny.
Oh man. Yes. Peace all. To Conquistadorks. I think that's Javi. So yeah, this is a fun late night with
just
Perry.
subbed me up. Thank you for subbing me up just yesterday. Much appreciated, brother.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, so we do this every Friday. I don't know if John would like to jump on next Friday.
Well, during the summer, it's a lot easier. During the school year, it's a little harder, but
heck yeah, man. Yeah, I'm just, you get a con, Perry. Hey, I'll see you, Jeff 813 tomorrow. Perry hasn't seen any movies. That's what Comic Cats. Look, Comic Cats, you have this wealth of knowledge that you expressed in the chat tonight, and that is very much appreciated.
exactly. And obviously, in Perry's life, very needed.
Yes.
So be there on Sunday to continually give him advice.
Yes. If you guys enjoyed the movie talk Sunday, John's Comments with Kids, we're gonna have me, him, and our third amigo, John's Comics. No, that's you. Fire Guy Ryan. Sorry, it's really late. By Sunday, Perry better have watched Alien. I'll make an effort. I'm gonna try to watch Shazam.
He's got a lot of watching. He's still finishing up with The Boys. He started The Boys. He's got, I think, you haven't watched the film that Ryan represented, so you got one.
I have to watch that. I have to watch another episode of Stranger Things. Yeah. I have to watch the next episode of Big Little Lies. I have to watch. I got a bunch of stuff I got to watch.
Finish Lost so that he's ready for Monday.
Oh, man.
Got so much to do.
That's Monday. Oh my God! There's no sleep.
Stop doing a few of his lurking shows this weekend.
No, I'm just gonna have lurking shows and watch Netflix. Just sit there and watch Netflix until I get banned.
That's how the free 84 thing got started. Dude was watching wrestling on his channel.
Oh man!
Live. And it was like WWE saw that, and
you would think you're watching YouTube videos. What's the big deal, But
everybody needs to make their money.
Heck yeah. Well, I appreciate everybody. I'm going to see if I can end this broadcast. I'm not too sure how to do this. So if I go off air and I think I'm off air and then I start saying some wild, inappropriate things, I apologize.
Just like the rest of this show.
All right. Have a good one, guys.